Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly Dungeon Master this evening. I'll actually be your Dungeon Master this evening, because tonight we are playing a very special charity one-shot in support of the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, the organization that benefits from the charity initiatives that we run on the channel. Today we will be playing a adventure set in AD&D's classic Dark Sun setting, the land of psionics and sorcerer kings and slavery. And we'll be using, instead of the AD&D 2nd edition set of rules, we are using a very neat variation I found online of Troll Lord Games' awesome Castles and Crusades. This is the most recent printing of the player's handbook for that. I didn't include a link down below to it, but I will, because I forgot, I will include a link down below to the set of rules for C&C that we're actually using for this. Yeah, it should, the set of rules that we're using have a full conversion of the AD&D 2nd edition version of psionics. So unlike a lot of more modern versions of psionics, rather than trying to adapt the setting to a new set of psionic rules, they've just actually created a set of psionic rules that match what the setting was originally written to play with. So I'm pretty excited for this. With us tonight are the stars of the one-shot. I don't have a name for this session yet. Oh, except for a little knowledge, I guess. If you are familiar with the original Dark Sun box set, we will be playing the flipbook game, that or flipbook adventure that was part of the original box set. And with me today are the stars of the A Little Knowledge adventure. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing today? First up, we've got Andrew.
Hello, everybody. I'm Andrew. I am playing. In fact, what I should say is there is no Andrew. There is only Azul. That was lame.
Boo! Boo!
I'm playing Azul, a half-giant sun cleric.
Very nice. And Andrew, what is your level of familiarity with Dark Sun?
Very, very minimal. I only know the setting in passing.
Okay, very nice.
Castles and Crusades, I'm also not, like, we've played one game, I think.
Yeah. Next up is Dave.
Hey everybody, I'm Dave. I'll be playing Rukas. I'm going to say his name differently than Kev just to mess everybody up. I might change it throughout the session. I have no experience with Dark Sun other than looking at the pictures Kev's posted in Discord and looking at my character like 5 minutes before we start.
So Dave, are you familiar with the author Troy Denning? He's written a lot, Forgotten Realms. So Troy Denning wrote the original 5-part series, the Prism Pentad. It's a very, very cool series, but it has the distinction of effectively blowing up the setting. It was the first set of books released for Dark Sun, so it's sort of the not joke, but like the thing about Dark Sun is that they put the setting book out, or the box set out, and then the first 5 novels effectively blew it up and completely changed everything. It's a really interesting set of series of novels, and it's, I think, one of the early ones that set him up as sort of a D&D superstar writer. So just knowing your penchant for reading fantasy novels, it might be something you might want to check out.
Yeah, I think I've read some of his stuff, actually.
Nice. Next up is Jeffrey.
Hi everybody, I'm Jeff, and today I'm going to be playing Zool, the psionicist halfling. And like everything around here on this channel, I'm positive Kevin's brought me to Dark Sun before because he likes this horrific, violent death setting. I don't remember our campaign very much, but I think I played a mule or something like that.
Sounds about
right.
And
I have not played Castles and Crusades yet.
Nice. We also are very proud to welcome 2 new faces to the Dungeon Musings digital table here too. So first up, we've got Jamie.
Hello, hey everyone. My name's Jamie, and today I am playing Psychea. She is a human defiler, fighter, thief.
Very nice.
I am also new to, I know a little Dark Sun through the novels, but I have not played in the setting, and new to Castles and Crusades, looking forward to it.
Awesome. And last, but certainly not least, is another new face to the channel. That is Gary.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to be playing Patekwe, the Thri-Kreen Ranger, although you can, in the native language of the Thri-Kreen, it's And my familiarity with Dark Sun is I've tried to brush up on it. I've watched a few videos. It looks like a really good setting, but how is everybody so ripped with no food and water? That's what I want to know.
Fantasy.
Makes no sense to me. And Castles and Crusades, it looks like it's kind of like a neat offshoot between like where 5e ended up and second, third edition. So I'm excited to play it, but I have not played it before, and this is my first time on Roll20. So if people are screaming at me through the screen, going "Just get your stuff together," I apologize.
Not at all. All right, so guys, the very nutshell. Well, you know, let's go to the old box set thing. Let's see what it says about this. So this is what the original box set said about Dark Sun. Amid the barren wastelands of Athos lie the scattered city-states, each in the grip of its own tyrannical sorcerer king. Protecting their own positions with dark magic, they demand absolute obedience. The restless mobs are placated with bread and circuses. The arenas overflow with spectators seeking release from their harsh lives. The land outside the cities belongs to no one. Savage elves race across the deserts while insectoid thri-kreen satisfy their taste for blood. Dwarves labor at projects beyond the scope of men, and feral halflings lie in ambush. Athos is a land of deadly magic and powerful psionics that offers no promises of glory or even survival. Those who do not have the cunning to face life on Athos will surely perish, leaving nothing but bones bleached white under the blistering rays of the dark sun. So, you can imagine why an angsty teenager like myself would have been inclined to pick up this box set back in the day. Where our session will start, guys, is in a combination of darkness, overwhelming heat, and pain. The last thing you guys will recall, and it's difficult to remember how many days ago it would have been, but for one reason or another, each of you found yourself in, and let me move us back to the Tablelands map here for a moment. You guys had found yourself in one of the city-states. That was the city-state of Uruk. Uruk is right here, the northernmost, and the thing that distinguishes Uruk from all others is its rich, I believe it's the place that has, yes, iron mines. One of the other characteristics of Dark Sun is that in addition to a scarcity of food and arable land and whatnot brought about by the ecological devastation caused by spellcasters, or at least so people say, metal's extraordinarily rare in this setting. So Uruk having access to iron marks it as an incredibly powerful city-state. I think his name is, it's not Hammurabi, but it's something like that. One of the things that the creators of the Dark Sun setting did is basically steal a lot of stuff from classical time. So there's sort of like an ersatz, Roman setting. There's an ersatz like Sub-Saharan Africa setting. There's an ersatz Babylon. And this is sort of where you guys are, is the ersatz Babylon. Hamanu, king of the world, king of the mountains and the plains, king of Uruk, for whom the roaring winds and the almighty sun have decreed a destiny of heroism, and to whom the life-giving waters and the nourishing soils have trusted the mightiest city of Athos. Unfortunately, for a variety of reasons, each of you was bound into slavery. Given what you guys... let me bring us back here. Rakas, you are... someone I expect was born into and served as a warrior your entire life. You knew neither your mother nor father. You just know that your father was likely human and your mother was likely dwarvish. Azul, I'm not sure what brought you as a sun cleric to Uruk, but you have pissed somebody off. Zol, I imagine it's just unfamiliarity with life in the cities. It's so strange and disgusting and dirty and whatnot. Whatever it was that you did, you found yourself bound into slavery. Sakia, I mean, there's a litany of things that could have been bound you in. I expect defilers are and other. There's a different variety of spellcaster called a preserver, someone who uses arcane magic without disturbing the ecological balance. That ain't you. But either kind of arcane caster, they are, except for some of the smaller communities where either you have defilers or you have preservers, they're illegal in the city-states. So more often than not, you need to hide what you're doing. We'll treat that as a test. So if you do want to try and hide your casting, it's in the original box set. It was called somatic concealment. It's trying to cast a spell where it's being not obvious. Another thing that is common in Dark Sun is hiding your spell book. So you see those fancy tattoos that are on your body? I am picturing that is where you have your spells. It can also be in like braids of hair or in beading on a staff or whatever. I'll leave it to you to figure out where it specifically is. But I suspect it was not whatever it was that got you, as it were, thrown in the Athasian equivalent of the pokey. It was not your magic, because that probably would have led to death. And then Patekwe, for you, I'm not sure. You may have eaten the wrong person. You may have attacked someone. You probably weren't killed. It probably wasn't so bad that it would kill you outright, or it would give them some cause to keep you alive. They saw some value in you. You may have been. We said Sakia and Rakas knew each other, and Azul and Patekwe knew each other, right? So it could have been that Patekwe and Azul, you may have, you were travelers from the wastes or some of the various tribes that live out in the deserts of Athos. Wrong place, wrong time, and just very easily swept up by Hamanu's guards. Rakas and Sakia, maybe, I don't know, what do you think, Jamie? Does Sakia have, was she a warrior in the pits as well as there is a gladiator class in the game, but it's not necessary that you're from the gladiator class to actually be a warrior in the pits.
I could see her being a street fighter who had some ambition to get in the pits.
Okay.
Yeah.
So perhaps it was like an aborted escape attempt or something like that got, they decided that you need to be bound over for Tyr, another city-state, and Rakas. You were just deemed to be, even as valuable as mule gladiators are, you were deemed a little too much of a problem. I suspect you may notice that your unarmed damage, I believe, is an 8. Is it, or 7 or 8? What is it? So yeah, it's Azul's is an 8. Yours, I think, is a 7. Hit points in C&C track with what they are in D&D. So how much damage your stuff does in this, you can sort of judge it based on what it is in D&D. The reason I point that out, Rakas, is that you can easily crush a man's head, shatter collarbones, choke them out and whatnot. So I think there were a couple of bodies of guards that would lead them to part with a slave as valuable as you. And then Zol, I think you were just too much of a problem. They didn't know what to do with you.
I committed a crime that they used a word for it that I don't even know what that word means. How can a creature commit a crime when they don't even know what the word means?
Exactly. So
unfair.
What do you guys? You all were kept separate. You're not part of the normal chattel of slavery or of slaves bound for Tyr, though. From what you understand, the sort of scuttlebutt around Ulrich. Well, let's do this, actually. Does anyone have any backgrounds or skills? Sakia, you mentioned that you were sort of a street, what do you call it? A street criminal or street fighter. I think you can give us an intelligence or charisma check here. Difficulty is only going to be a 1. So you can't use your. Well, actually, you can. Yeah, normally. Because it won't. Okay, so here's something for Gary. The way to. Let me put this in brackets. This is the code for rolling dice in this. Is /R and then 1d20 or 1d whatever, and then you can add things in. Sakia, would you mind giving us a 1d20 plus 2 roll? Ooh. So that's not you would know the difficulty is looking at your intelligence. Your CB is an 8. Difficulty is a 1, is +1. So that is a 9 you needed to go against. Oh, speaking of which, we have a couple of things to thank our very generous donors for. One of them is the fact that all of our heroes are starting with 3 hero points. It is one of the narrative meta currencies that we use in C&C. It's an optional role from the Game Mastery Guide or Castle Keeper's Guide. So here's some things you can do with that. The other thing we have, again, thanks to our very generous donors, is you guys can each roll. Each of your characters has a trait called luck on there. So I think it's usually between like 1d6 plus 2 up to 1d6 plus 4. If you could roll double that amount, this is how much luck you'll be starting with. Yeah, I should roll that.
Does it say on our sheet somewhere?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
We get twice that.
Twice that. Yep. That was a very heavily
I wonder
favored
who did that.
option. Yeah. Did you dump all your money into that?
Pretty much. Yeah.
So you can each go ahead and roll that. That is how many points of luck you have. The reason that's important is because luck is what you can spend on a 1-for-1 basis to modify your dice rolls.
10 luck.
Okay, so Zol, you got 10. Azul, 6. Okay, you actually rolled twice that.
All right, sorry.
Yeah, when you hit the threshold, so you can have double.
I'll roll another d6 here.
Yep.
Another
Nice.
2.
Okay, 13.
So
8 for Azul. Okay, Sakia's got 8. Oh, that actually should be 10. Because it's 1d6 plus 2 twice. Okay, and then Patekwe, how'd you do? 1d. So you got 9 from the first one. Go ahead and roll. Here's another trick, Gary. If you just push up on the. Oh, man. I don't want to tell you, you're a natural at roll 20 here, Gary.
Yeah, that's one lucky bug.
So that means you've got 18 points of luck that you can spend. Everyone's made their rolls now, right? Oh, except for Rakas, your second one.
So is this just like
no,
1 for
15.
1 increase your roll? So if he spends...
Precisely. If he spends 3 points of luck, that'll be a success. Now, what you can do is everyone else can try and make a similar roll. If you've got something that you think might make sense, whether it's a part of a backstory or whatever. Otherwise, what you can just roll is either charisma or intelligence against a difficulty of you just don't get to add your level to it.
I have 13, Kev.
13 luck.
Yep.
Nice. Okay. So unless Jamie, do you want to spend your points to get that success? Or you want to see if anyone else succeeds first?
I'll see if Rakas succeeds before I spend.
Sure. So Rakas, you've got your either roll. Your intelligence CB is an 18. Your charisma CB is a 17. So I'm assuming you want to use charisma, trying to be charming and asking around. Turns out you're a little brusque. So that'll be an 18 you're rolling against. How do you think that your class might play in? And let me give you an example here, is that you might play on the fact that your fame as a gladiator, that some may know that and want to sort of like help the celebrity.
Yeah, that's probably a good play.
Okay, so give us a 1d20 plus 3, and your target number is an 18. They say to never meet your heroes, and unfortunately, Rakas is a living example of that. Look at that, though!
Oh.
Hot damn! In spite of his brusque nature, here's what you've heard, Rakas, is that the reason they're not making a big distinction between, for one, the reason there's such a large caravan that is heading south, and the reason they're not making really much of a distinction between separate things. If you were actually being sold to another gladiator stable somewhere down south, they may actually treat you quite well. You're a prized, property. But for now, it seems as if King Kalak, the master, the sorcerer king who rules Tyr, they are just throwing slaves at the building of this massive ziggurat. There is a huge public works project that is going on that is costing thousands of lives. So they just need more grist for the mill. They don't really care. Says also a lot about how pissed your owners must be to have thrown you out that way. you would, I think, have an opportunity to share that with Sakia before you guys were crammed in. All of that happened, what you heard, that happened 5 days ago. It has been 5 days in this cramped, tiny little area. One of the things that that breaks up the day is when your cruel taskmaster and his guards come in and give you your daily ration of water and a meager supply of food. Patekwe, you're the exception to that. They just assume you don't need it. And
I think that really sours my mood, knowing that. It's like, yeah, I maybe pushed a few buttons too far. I knocked a few too many skulls. And then those last couple guys maybe didn't need to die. But I'm still a great gladiator, and they shouldn't be just sending me off to get, turned into dust.
Looking, as you were getting, tied up in here, what has happened is that all of you are sitting on benches sort of facing each other, with the exception of Azul, who's filling up sort of one corner of the sled, because Azul's like 12 feet tall. All of you have your hands wrapped and bound in giant hair. Now, Azul is a half giant. It's a sorcerously or magically bred creature, or species, I should say, that, in the ages of time. History is not a thing that people think of in Dark Sun. There is now, there is tomorrow, and there's what happened before. There's not really much of a distinction between those, and to plan for the future in Dark Sun is really to be a fool and not realize that you need to pay attention to the present to keep yourself alive. At some point, some sorcerer kings, one sorcerer king or whatever else, magically bred humans and giants to create this independent race called the half giants. But giants themselves generally live in either the Ringing Mountains or out in the Sea of Silt, where there are, because of the lack of water on Athas, what were once, it's said back in the dawn of prehistory, there were once oceans of water, but no one has, for thousands and thousands of years have ever seen that. All that remains are the basins that are full of a very, very thin and incredibly what's the opposite of viscous? Fluid material, like a thing they call silt. And imagine an entire ocean of that stuff that you can sink in and drown in. The giants have learned where there are pathways to walk through that, but their hair is so fucking strong. It is stronger than worked steel. So your hands have been bound in these things. I imagine that once or twice, and then sort of locked down to a loop that locks into the bottom of the wagon. You guys are certainly free to try and break these bonds, if you like, or use psychic abilities, try and get through them. But you do know from experience, giant hair is almost unbreakable.
Is it just the 5 of us in here?
In this small one, yes.
Yeah, okay.
And that's maybe with Rukas, what you're looking around at. You look at, Sakia, Sakia can handle herself. She's a pretty capable warrior. Thrycreen, who knows? They're dangerous. They have nothing but sharp ends, and also a taste for elf flesh. The half-giant does not have the markings of someone who has lived underneath the lash. There isn't the scarring on his body the way that someone who lived that life before. If anything, he seems extraordinarily tanned, even for half giant. How do you think Azul presents Rukas? What will be the impression he gets as when he got locked up with the other 4?
Based on that alone, it seems like Azul, this is his first time. He's a recent acquisition, and he's probably really struggling with the whole concept of being in the position, not the concept of a slave, obviously. Yep. If anyone had made an attempt to break their bonds, knowing he would have recognized what we're all bound with, he probably just chuckle to himself and at them at the attempt, because he knows darn well it's going to fail.
Yeah.
And then makes some like bold statement of our hair no break.
Okay.
I don't know. He's got an intelligence 8. I don't know if I need to make him into a lughead.
Intelligent, yeah, that's just a little dim.
Yeah.
You're not like
a little dim.
Yeah.
So and I think he maybe he's recently joined. He's not necessarily standoffish, but he's being careful, and trying to like gauge the others and get a sense of their general tenor before he reveals too much of himself or whatever.
Okay. And what about Patekwe? You guys knew each other. This seems like it's probably the first time that Patekwe's been in bondage, right?
Patekwe, obviously, yeah.
Yeah. So if I'm in the same boat as Zool, we probably met on the Wastelands, and I'm probably very loyal to him at this point if we came in together, as the Dry Kreen tend to be.
Yep.
And so I will, make sure that I have his back, and periodically I will try to chew on the bonds to try to get out with my cinchers. But
it may have been Azul. You may have seen Patekwe go down and kind of like trying to like gnaw at the things, and
your fat chance.
Yeah.
And I think likewise, like that would be mutual. Azul would also similar feelings towards Patekwe. They've fought together. There may have been some initial misjudgment perhaps on the part of Azul towards Patekwe, and then Patekwe proved themselves quite martially capable, and perhaps Azul owes Patekwe his life or something like this. I don't know.
Interesting thing that I think Gary is incorporating into his character, you can tell me if I got this wrong, Gary, is that the Thri-Kreen think of sentient creatures as either of the pack or not of the pack. You're either part of the pack and like, we're going to protect you, I can rely on you, I'm going to protect you, I'll put myself out in danger for you, or you're not, which is you might be food.
Yeah.
Another way of thinking of it is food and not food. So
that's good. I'm glad I'm on the not food side.
So, Jamie, let me ask you this. Who do you think was, or at least who does Sakia feel was responsible for Rakas and yourself getting captured? Does she feel...
Well, I imagine that maybe Sakia was benefiting from Rakas being in the ring and gladiating, and was sort of being a scoundrel on the outskirts of all of that, and perhaps we got caught red-handed. Trying to maybe rig a match or something along those lines, and now we found ourselves on this journey.
Okay.
An inglorious end to a glorious career, Rakas.
And Rakas, do you feel it is Sakia's fault, your fault, or nobody's fault that find yourself bound for a short life of hard labor and then death?
Never Rakas's fault. Sakia said we would not get caught, and we were caught. So it's clearly Sakia's fault.
Okay. So
Rakas, rarely beaten, always survives.
So has anyone else tried to get themselves out of the bondage during this time? Or have you all sort of resolved yourself to the fate that lies before you, or just waiting for an opportunity to present itself?
Yeah, I don't feel like this is Zol's opportunity. This hair is huge on my little wrists. They will have wrapped it in such a way as to prevent. Sadly, the idea of tying up kids is not a unusual thing in Athos, so making that work for a halfling is no difference. Now, what I'd like you to do is to give us a charisma check against a DC, a difficulty of 3. So take whatever your starting score is, add 3 to that, and I think you can all add your level to this. I just want to know whether you pissed off the slave master or not. So what is it? Roll d20 plus our level?
D20 plus your level, and then you're rolling against a target number equal to whatever the CB is, the challenge base for your charisma plus 1. Or plus 3. Sorry, plus 3. So. Nice, Soul. That succeeded.
Yeah, but my charisma's 17, so I needed a 20.
Ooh. Okay.
So I pissed him off.
Anyone?
The quiet approach is working for Azul.
Okay.
How do you figure out the number again? So I have a 13 charisma.
So no, what you look at is the CB. So your CB is a 12. And the way I got this, Dave, so the green ones, to tell you how these numbers are calculated, the green ones are your primary attributes. Those have a base CB. Let me show you. Not on your Roll20 character sheet, Dave, on the handout.
Okay. I'm looking on the...
Yeah,
okay.
It's marked in tabs on there, but I think the handout is just easier to read.
Yeah.
So here we go. Anything that is green is your primary attribute. That is a starting CB of 10. I've already added the attribute modifier to that, so I've reduced the CB. So your strength bonus is a plus 4. So CB minus 4, or CB of 10 minus 4 is a 6. So you add the difficulty to that, which would be plus 3. So looking at your charisma is a 17. So the CB is a 17. Add 3 to that is a 20. And then you're going to roll 1d20 plus 3, and you're going to try and get 20 or higher. If this was a physical task, a strength test, you would be much better at it because that's a primary one and you've got a good attribute bonus to it. Yeah, really. You're not getting much. Look at Patekwe, though. I mean, of all the characters who needs it, it's really the least. So I think what happens, this is not unusually, the slave master, the guards are probably just, they're just warriors. The slave master, however, is a gifted psychic. And he makes a point of, let's see here, Rakas, I think, is the one who pissed him off the most, it looks like. So, Rakas, you have not been getting sufficient water. I think what happened is they were doling out the water, and what do you think he did to piss this guy off?
I think I tried to play up on who I am, and he didn't give a shit.
Yeah. Don't you know who I am? And you can't even stand up because of where you're...
I deserve 2. I am Rakas.
Okay. So he sort of looks at you as the guard is, and all it is just like your ration of water is a little ladle made out of bone that has water in it. They pour it directly into your mouth, and if you don't drink fast enough and it spills, it's lost. All the rest of you have sufficient water, but what he does is when they were going to give it to you, Rakas, the caravan master, or the slave master, says no.
Pouring a little early.
Well, he goes over to you and says, no, give it to the bug. And that Patekwe does not need it whatsoever. He's spiting you. Does Patekwe drink it?
Well, my survival instinct is that, yes, I do.
Okay. So his little chittering mandibles drink this thing down. So you have gone one day, at least one day with not quite enough. It's not no water, but it is not quite enough, which means that you are going to lose some constitution.
Was that Azul that was offered the one? No, that was Rakas.
Rakas, the big...
okay, sorry, I just wanted to make sure I get that right. Yeah.
And you said everyone else got sufficient, so that means that they gave me the full 4 that I need?
Yeah. They know precisely what, the needs of half giants are. They actually have, when you were coming in, what's not unusual on these things, they have, in addition to when you were loaded up on the caravan, let me show you the map of the actual caravan, guys. While you were being loaded in here, you would have had an opportunity to see everything. And there we go. There are several wagons involved here. This is you guys here. So you guys are in F, right, the back. See those big bug-looking things near the front? Those are a huge kind of part bug, part lizard creature called a MacLeod. two of those things drags these enormous caravans across the desert. Do I have? Yes, let me show you. Actually, I got another handout. So these illustrations all come from the original flip book that came with the game. You would set the little flip book up in front of the players, and you guys would see these illustrations. Most of the Dark Sun adventures carried forward with this little gimmick, which made it sometimes very difficult to read them because you're reading a fucking notebook with the actual DM's information on it too. Caravan. This is what the caravan looks like from the outside, guys, or at least one of the wagons. And if you want the illustration to get bigger too, Gary, there's a little, if you hover over it, there's a little spyglass that shows up. Click on that and it'll fill up your screen.
Okay.
So you can see really the MacLeods there and all the, it's effectively like a giant fortress on, on massive wheels dragged by these huge MacLeod creatures. So that's where you guys find yourself. What you saw elsewhere on the wagon, there's a huge couple of buckets of water that are in there, treated leather hides that has water secured in it to be able to get yourself across the trip to, and I think it's like 120 kilometers or maybe it's 120 miles to get to Tyr. So it will be, some time before you reach there. Rakas, the effect of dehydration, because you only got half the water that was required over the last couple of days, Dave, would you give us a 1d4 roll, please?
Roll low. No!
Oh! So that means you lose 4 points of constitution from water loss. This is only temporary when you get it back, so don't permanently reduce your constitution. But what it means is that your CB is going to go up by 1. A 13 is only a +1 in C&C, and it means that you were losing 3 hit points. Your hit points are now 29 until you get rehydrated. And also, if they carry on like this, things will continue to get worse. This is the state that you guys find yourself in. Does anyone else, do you think in the course of the 5 days in this dark and hot and stinky and cramped quarters, that you guys talk about anything else? Or attempt anything else?
I mean, I think I'm annoying to the slave master, because I think whenever he does come around, I'm just like, well, look at this big specimen. He is clearly a valuable slave, and the strength of this woman, unbelievable. But me, I'm useless. You should just set me free on the desert here. I'm of no value. Look at my muscle mass. I couldn't even carry your wardrobe for you.
So he, with having said that, he, this is maybe the second or, you probably didn't waste any time. So like first or second day is when this happens. As he comes by, he looks scornfully down at you, and there is a small flare in his eyes. And Zol, being the psychically active character, oosh. So, each of you guys also has a stat that I forgot to put in your character sheet called MAC. It's your mental armor class. It's how difficult it is to affect you guys. Azul and Patekwe, you have a MAC of 11. Rakas and Sakia, you have an MAC of 13. And Zol, you have a MAC of 15. The way we get that is 10 plus the sum of all the modifiers for your attributes. I got it written down, and it's really only going to come up when I target you with something.
Yeah.
But I hit with a thing, and I think what you can feel, Zol, is in the kind of psychic plane, you don't have any defenses up, and you did not expect to get hit here. But he has lashed out with something called an ego whip.
Does a D6 for every 4 points he spends.
There you go. Yeah, perfect. So, and I've got lots of points with him. So what you take is 11 PSP damage. And I think what he feels as well, I'm going to make a wisdom check for him. No, it doesn't know. So he hits you with it, but does not actually notice how powerful you are psychically. And says, enough from you. Do you carry on like that, or
I think he just says. I think he just adds one more thing. He just says, "I see. I am just your whipping boy." Then.
Okay. So he then will leave you be. Doesn't like gag you or anything like that. And over the course of one night's sleep, you will get your PSP back, so you can restore that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Rick Haas would snicker at that.
Okay. Then
I'm already in the bad books. Might as well stay there.
yeah. So then, with I will say, just for the sake, because we are playing, Whipping Boy does have a fairly unfortunate specific racial connotation to it. It is
I
very
just
much
said that because it was an ego whip.
no, and, I don't think
I know. Yeah,
none of us grew up
you're
in the
right.
antebellum South, but it is something that originates from there. So
Right.
we'll just maybe avoid using that phrase any further. So what happens? Or at least the most significant next thing that happens, guys. You can imagine the days start bleeding into one another. Rakas, you're getting progressively more dehydrated as the time goes on. But then there is a sudden sound of... I'm not sure that any of you, other than Zol, has ever experienced a thunderstorm before. But you certainly have heard the sound of some big things hitting the ground. But Zol, there is the sound of thunder. From the front, the whole wagon surges and comes to a stop. And you can hear the sound of voices outside shouting. Let's see here. Does anyone here speak Elvish?
Probably elves.
Is it on the list?
Yeah, it'll be under the character sheet, or it'll be on the handout under languages.
Yeah. Sakia speaks Elvish.
Nice. So you can hear the sounds of a lot of elves out there. They're shouting. Like, it might be one of the things that happens over the course of these trips is raiders sometimes attack, and sometimes they can be mixed groups of people who just always live in the desert. Sometimes it can be escaped slaves that go together as, bandits, and there's also elves. Elves are a variety. Unlike, a lot of other D&D settings where they're seen as like noble or whatever else, everyone in Athos thinks that elves are... The name for the Black Market District is the Elven Quarter. They are thieves, they are criminals, and they also can be very dangerous raider bands. So there's this thunder. Sakia, I think there's a chance you actually might recognize this. Why don't you give us a intelligence check that you can add your level to, and it'll be against difficulty of 3.
Ooh.
Ooh. That ain't great.
terrible.
Now, you have access to hero points as well, too. I want to make sure you guys leave none on the table by the end. You're certainly welcome to keep it, but you can spend a hero point to re-roll.
I will do that. I will spend one of my 3 points. to do
Sounds
that.
good. Well, I mean, hold on. What's your intelligence CP?
It is 8.
8. Okay, plus 1 is a 9. Yeah, it's a success.
Yeah.
So you recognize the sound of it. There is, where others may be thinking of falling stone, or Zol thinking of a thunderclap, you recognize this as a fairly powerful manifestation of arcane magic. What you just heard was a lightning bolt. And the reaction from within the wagon seems to be, from the shouting and whatnot from elsewhere, seems to be panic. What do you guys do?
Sakia will call out to, at least to Rukas and anyone else in earshot, that Elven Raiders approach, and they're bringing the elements. This may be our chance.
No one else need make any rolls for that. The Elven Raiders is all you need to know. It might mean that they might be here to liberate. Fortunately, we've got so many elves in the... Oh, wait, no elves. No, so they're not here to save anyone who's here. They may be here to just kill everyone and take what they can and then disappear back into the desert. With elves, who knows? Maybe they're going to barter. Maybe they'll give you a chance to walk away and die in the sands. But that's where what all of you guys would know immediately.
Slave masters fighting elves. This is our chance.
Now, what would you guys like to do? Now, I've mentioned
Break
that.
my bonds.
Okay, so to break giant hair is a strength check against a challenge level of 8. It is exceptionally so, but we have at least 2 characters who are exceptionally strong, and you guys have access to hero points and to luck. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna try and break him.
Okay. So your muscles all tense up and you start. So what's your target number you're rolling against there, Rakas? So 16 it looks like, and you're adding your as a gladiator. You absolutely can add your level to this.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. So but it's a difficulty of 8 added to it.
No, so it's a CB is a 6. Oh, actually, yeah, it's only 14. Your CB, your challenge base, is a 6 with your strength.
Yeah.
Plus 8 is a 14. So you
Plus
roll
8 is a
14 or higher, and you get to roll 1d20 plus 3.
I'm gonna look at the hero points here. So they're rolling with.
I believe one of them is you get to count it as a 20.
Yeah, you can spend a hero point to get a 20.
Yep, spend one.
Is that spend beforehand?
That is an attack roll. I'll let you spend it for an ability check as well. That is before. Hero points are, unless you're using the Fortune's Fool, you need to roll it, spend it beforehand, I believe.
Okay, then I'm not even gonna roll. I'm just gonna use a hero point and take it as 20.
So Azul starts shaking his head as you're doing that, and then it splinters and like bits of fiber and whatnot all spray out as this mole just pulls himself free.
Azul will just look astonished at this gladiator, this feat. It just suddenly starts looking at the others like, oh, maybe I've misjudged them.
Okay. What's the rush? Yeah, go ahead.
So I don't need. I can manifest my psychic powers even with my hands bound like this, right?
Absolutely, yep.
Okay, so I'm just gonna look at them and say, "Oh, are we making our escape?" And I'm gonna use my blink power.
So the one thing with blink is that it randomly.
Yeah, I know it's
shifts you.
random.
So you may find yourself.
I guess I could use Dimension Door.
Well,
but then I
Dimension
can't
Door, you
really
would
move
still
through it.
It opens a portal, but you can't. You need to be able to get up and move through it.
I know. I think if I just blink, it's just random, right?
It is random, but the thing is, it may put you outside with the elves.
Right, and it might put me outside of the cage, and I could unlock the door for my friends. I'll take the randomness.
Well, here's another option you've got too. Is molecular agitation.
Oh, okay.
That would allow you, over the course of time, to just burn through the hair.
Oh, it would do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
like 5 rounds of that is to burn through metal. It's to turn a 25-pound piece of metal into a smoldering heap.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, sure. Why don't I do that then?
Okay. So then, why don't you give us the MAC of that is a 10, so 1d20 plus 5 against DC 10.
1d20 plus 5. Nice.
Okay, so you look down, maybe there's like a little shimmer of heat that like goes across your eyes, and then you guys begin to smell. If you think burning hair smells bad, you've heard nothing in a cramped environment, or smelled nothing in a cramped environment than the sweat-stained, burning giant hair. What about Sakia, Patekwe, or Azul? What do you guys want to do?
Well, my stomach is growling. I hear the elves outside. I look at Azul and I go, "Come on, big guy, like break it."
Okay, so he's got his what do you call it? His claws still stuck. What about you, Azul? What are you doing?
Hearing this and then watching Rukas and not to be shown up, I will definitely try to snap the bonds.
Okay. So yours is likewise. It'll be a total DC of 14.
14.
And because you're a half giant, I'll let you add your level as well. That's one of the things, like, it's a judgment call for when you can and cannot. If it's a circumstance that makes sense, he's so big and so strong, it just kind of makes sense that he would be able to do that. Anna disagrees,
so
but I mean, she's a
1d20
killer
plus
DM.
3, and my target is a 14 or higher.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Boom! Likewise, too. So the two of you just shatter these things. Sakia, what are you doing?
Sakia is inspired to attempt a break of the bond as well.
Okay.
I think she's a CB 16.
Okay, 16.
I cannot break it.
You could spend a hero point to re-roll, or you can just leave it for your allies to try and free you.
Yeah, I will wait for now and
Okay.
eyeball my allies to see if they will assist me in breaking the bond.
Okay. On the second round, Zol, you are... The thing is beginning to melt. Make sure you're spending your PSP to maintain it. And then Rakas and Azul, you guys are free. What would you like to do?
Is there anything nearby that we can use to pry or cut open, damage the giant hair to try and free others?
Not really. Like they keep all that stuff away from you guys so that you cannot free yourself, and they've given you minimum water and whatnot. I'm going to make a check.
It costs 7 every round,
It does, yeah.
and it takes all 5 rounds.
No. Let me take a look. What is it? It's called molecular agitation, right?
Yeah.
So that is.
The description doesn't give me enough information to see how long it would take.
Well, I'd say like some of them had fairly long things. So I'll let you in 3 rounds. You can free yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 rounds.
Sakia's.
Wood ignites, metal scorches, skin burns away, water boils, lead melts, and then at 4 rounds, steel grows soft, and 5 rounds, steel melts.
I'll try to break Sakia's.
Okay. So you. Okay. Now, because Sakia is presumably helping you, I'll let you add her level to the bonus as well.
So it's still the 1d20 plus 3?
Plus 5 now because of Sakia's help.
Okay.
I think Azul will do likewise with Protect.
Target 14.
You want to spend luck? You got like 13 luck, don't you?
Oh, yeah. And I'm 4 short?
4 short, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll spend 4 luck.
It snaps free. And then Andrew said...
There's a moment of hesitation where it's like, like when you're arm wrestling somebody and you're like, but then...
Nice. All of you who have spells, what is listed on the character sheets, those are the ones you have prepared still. You've wisely kept them in the event of an opportunity to escape. So you, Azul, you can do the same thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna help try to get Patekwe out of their bonds. So the difficulty would be the same, 14. But now you said I can also add Patekwe's.
Patekwe
level,
has
so...
because Patekwe has strength as a primary attribute. I'll let you add his level as well. So it's plus 3, which means plus 6.
Plus 6 in total. So okay.
Nice, jeepers. So you're
There
now
you go,
free
little
as
friend.
well. Now, while there are no other
friend,
sharp
he's
things.
not that little.
There are no other obvious weapons in here. With Patekwe free, there are now 4 claws and 1 bite that are free. You can hear from outside of the... Who has wisdom as a primary?
I do. Oddly enough.
Okay.
So I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Jeff.
Zol and Azul, you can hear someone say from outside of the room that leads in here, "Do you smell something? What is that?" "I think they're getting free." So you guys have 1 round. Let's see here. Zol, have you looked down at Zol, Rakas, as you're about to sort of help him free, he manages to finish melting the fire, or melting the hair, and it just drops away from him.
I give him a strange look like, what? Why did you not do that earlier?
Well, what good would it be to have escaped by myself? I need you guys.
I like that theory.
All right, you can hear Azul. You're close. I think you're sort of closer to the door, and you can hear not only a dog barking outside, a Dark Sun dog, you can also hear the sound of the guards seemingly getting ready to come in. Ready yourself.
They're coming for us.
Yeah,
Okay, let me just get...
I'll be getting ready.
Okay,
Your cave.
there we go. And how many guards are there? Where's my little flip book? So one cool thing about C&C as well too, it is ridiculously easy to convert stuff over from AD&D into this. Everything. Do I have these set up properly? Look at that. You can tell I really took the time on this because the tokens are setting up properly.
Yeah, Gary, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
I don't know if that works or if everybody's seeing that.
Oh, sorry, I whispered to you that one.
And
Sorry. I should have also.
I'm still new to it.
Yeah. You just do /W and then the character, like the name of the person, the character, not the.
Okay, I think I did W / so there we go.
Yeah. But anyway, my idea, I'm thinking, I have an idea, and if you're up to it, then
Okay.
we could try that.
Now let's see here. What is? Nice. Okay. So you guys can hear the sound of the lock being turned. You're familiar with that sound, having spent 5 days in here. Freedom's beyond those doors. What would you guys like to do?
I'll double check again. Like, Gary, you okay with this?
I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Throw me in.
Azul's gonna look at Patekwe, and they just share, like, the rest of you might notice, like, they seem to share some, like, understanding. They nod at each other. Like, Azul, like, reaches under and takes the center of Patekwe's carapace, but from behind, and, like, poises himself as if like a spring ready to load or unload or unwind.
All right. So let's do this. To time it properly, to interrupt them, why don't you give us... is Azul like fastball special?
I'm gonna chuck him like a shot put into the fray, and he can go nuts with his claws.
Why don't you give us, whichever one of you wants to make a dexterity check against a difficulty of 1. Go ahead and give us that.
Maybe Patekwe?
Patekwe has a pretty crazy
CB7.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. Mine's not great, and I'm relying mostly on strength anyway, I would think, because I'm literally just chucking you.
Yeah, so
Do
definitely.
I get to include my level in that?
You can, yeah,
Kevin?
definitely, yeah. You just threw a dice at my head.
Oh my god. I think I'm getting this all mixed up. Is it /R?
/R,
Yeah.
then 1d20 plus 3.
And the backslash is like a command thing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There we go.
Yep, no problem. So you time it perfectly. The door opens. Why don't you go ahead? Let's see here. Azul, give us a ranged attack. Actually, like throwing attacks still use dexterity. They use strength for damage, but they use dexterity to attack. So I think you should all have on your character sheets like a ranged attack generic and a melee attack generic. Let me see if I did that. I don't know. I may be lying. Would not be the first time. No, I'm completely fibbing. I have it on your handouts. I do not have it on your character sheets because you don't have weapons yet. So why don't we? I do fortunately have a character sheet here. Give us a Azul 1d20 plus 2. This is your trying to hit. Make sure Patekwe hits the correct spot. Azul a 10. Okay, now that's all you need. Yep, so you throw him over. Patekwe, one of these guards is the first one through the door, and you have been delivered into his tender care. If you would like to make any attacks, please feel free to do so.
I would like to do 4 claw attacks, if I may.
Okay. So he is. Why don't you give us? So on your character sheet, I do have the claw attacks and the bite attacks set up, I believe. So you should be able to hit the first button. Under the attacks is to hit. A second button is for damage if you hit. So go ahead and so that's a solid hit with the first one. Go ahead and roll damage. Because I think you're gonna might chew through a couple of these guys. Look at this. So as your first one rakes into this guard, go ahead and make your second attack. That is a hit as well. And that kills him. There are still in arm's reach at least 2 other guards if you want to continue on.
I would love to continue on.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll go to the next one.
Next one.
I'll look at the others.
Yep.
Not
Go ahead,
our
roll damage.
first. Oh, we don't have rodeos. Never mind.
The Dark Sun Rodeo.
Dark Sun Rodeo.
So yeah,
One
you
more.
tear, and then your last one. Yeah. It's a hit. Go ahead, roll damage.
Jeez.
And then you have a bite as well.
Oh, I'm able to include that as well on top of the 4 claws.
Yep.
Oh my god.
That one is a miss, though. So you did
Can I
try and take this guy
reroll?
down. He's. You can spend a hero point to reroll. Yeah, if you like.
Please.
Go ahead. Oh no! Nat one.
no!
Hot damn.
Break out the book and everybody drink.
Yep. This means we get to go to the old critical table. All right, because in our Crystal Shard game, we decided that it would be fun to play with them. Patekwe, give us a 1d20 roll. Just a flat 1d20. You just threw a dice at my head.
Oh. I'm gonna get this right eventually.
Absolutely.
All you coders are like just laughing at me right now.
11.
Did he get 2 bites? Because there was a bite right above it that wasn't a 1.
Okay, there was... No, it was a 10, but he spent a hero point to re-roll, and the second result was the 1. Yeah. So what happened... Blow ricochets and smashes helm. Helm driven into skull, temporarily blind. So I think when you get in to attack him, he just like spasmodically brings his arm across to try and protect himself from your head, and he hits you right across the top of your head. You are temporarily blinded. So with us dropping into combat, guys, let's roll some initiative. So here's what you need to do: is you need to click on your token, and then click on initiative. Now I think one of you guys may have something that modifies initiative, which you'll have to do after the fact, or it might be the character that John was going to play. Don't think so. Sakia, you get to modify your initiative by +2 after the fact. So make sure you click on your token, then click on the initiative on your character sheet, and it'll populate in the turn order. Not great, Azul.
I mean, I wasn't expecting much
Yeah, and I'll do the...
with a CB 17 for Dex.
Where's the initiative button?
I think it's above where like the turn things are on the left-hand side.
Under between turn undead and armor on the left.
Yeah.
Oh, there, yeah.
I just found it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Good start.
Holy
Good start.
Rakas, Jesus. Sakia, did you modify yours for +2, or did you just roll a 9?
I rolled a 9, so I guess it's 11.
Yeah, 11. Holy shit. Sakia is many things. Slow is not one of them. Literally many things. She's triple classed. Okay, let's see here. And descending. All right, so then we're in our first round of combat. Rounds last 10 seconds in CNC, just like our AD&D optional rules. Just like in D&D, you know, you can take you have a move available to you depending on what your action is. So first up in this cramped corridor will be Sakia. Sakia, what do you want to do?
So these creatures that have come in, are they undead? Do I have that knowledge, or are they not undead?
They do not. No. These are unfortunately the Psionicist looks pretty inhuman and whatnot, but they're all human or half elf perhaps. All living creatures. They've been torturing, bedeviling you for the last 5 days of travel.
So I think Sakia would like to cast sleep on this group.
Okay. All right. So let's see here. So sleep, whoopsies, in this small of confine will potentially target everybody, but I think a safe bet is that they are likely low hit dice creatures. So 2d4 hit dice worth of creatures. Give us a 2d4 roll, please. Oh, and do you wish to conceal what you're doing? Or are you letting people know you're using
I
arcane
will
magic?
try to conceal. Yeah, I'll try.
Okay.
Hide casting.
Sure. So then this is a level 1 spell. Give us an dexterity check against a difficulty of 1 for the first level spell. So it'll be whatever your CB is. Dex is a 9 plus 1 is a 10. So it'll be 1d20 plus 2 against target number 10.
Do I add my level to this roll or not?
Yeah, that's the plus 2.
Okay, that's the 2.
Nice. So no one sees what happened. You just there's a flash, but what you can see is underneath the thing there is like 1 yard radius power of ash that sucks up power or that forms as the life of this the wasteland desert sucks up into you, and you let it go. 4 drop. So here, let me put the old snoozy token R. You hear the thump as 4 of these guys just drop down unconscious. Nicely done.
What are the guards armed with?
They're armed with, I think it's obsidian short swords. Yeah, obsidian short swords. Then, Rakas, your turn. What are you doing?
So there's the one guy. Is he at the front or is he at the...
You can get to any of these guys. The one who's closest to the front is the one that clarked Patekwe on the head.
Right. Maybe I'll just run in and beat on the guy who's still alive or still standing.
Okay, yeah, the guy who hit Patekwe. Go ahead and make your... you certainly have movement to get up there. Go ahead and make an unarmed attack.
Am I still blinded?
You're still blinded for the time being, yeah. Yeah, that's a solid hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Oh, no, it's 8 points of damage. Yeah, so, or 7 points of damage. What does it look like as you kill this guy with 1 strike?
I think it's just like haymaker, and it like snaps his neck, and he spins around and clumps the ground.
Yeah. All right, and you're standing next to this, the slave master now. Next is Patekwe. So you are still blinded, unfortunately. Why don't you give us a Constitution save? So it'll be rolling a Constitution check against a difficulty of 1.
Kev, could I put up some sort of psionic defense too?
Can you put up... Oh, defense? Absolutely, yeah. Just you gotta start spending your psionic points for yours.
Mind blank? Mind blank, I think is...
Yeah, Mind Blank is... Where's my psionic handbook?
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in there, but I just realized the last thing Kev says at the end of my turn is I'm standing next to this psionicist slave master guy.
I don't know what you think I might be doing. Okay, so Mind Blank, 3 PSP per round.
Okay.
Okay.
And that is the blue bar?
That's the blue bar, correct, yeah.
I'll just take them off of Zool's character. He's got lots.
All right. So you fortify your mind against the attack that's no doubt coming. Sorry, Patekwe, what would you like to do? So we did a save for you first. So Constitution is a secondary. You did DC 14. You do get to add your level to this.
Okay.
Nice! So you
back in the game.
Shake your head. You have managed to recover your vision. What would you like to do?
Are they still accessible to me to go in with some claws?
Definitely. There's 4 on the ground who are unconscious, and then there's the slave master.
Oh, the slave master. Okay. Well, I'll go in. 4 claws blazing.
Okay. Yeah. You leap in, arms wide.
And so this is just straight 1d20?
No, just go ahead and roll your attacks. Because you actually have your...
Okay,
as you guys get weapons,
flipping.
assuming that the slave master doesn't kill you all, you should be able to recover some weaponry from in here.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. So that is a hit. Yeah, okay. Go ahead and roll damage. Okay, nice. 3 points. Go ahead and roll second attack. That is a miss, actually.
Okay. Attack again.
Third attack, miss as well.
That's another miss.
Here comes third one. There you go. There's the big money. Okay, go ahead and roll damage for that. All right. And, I think I've got a fighty music in here too. I may have gone a little overboard with the selection of songs in this. Let's see here. Is this it? This. Nope. Anna does not approve. Nope. Nope. This. Nope. It's got to be this one. Nope. God dang. This is what we're using then. Welcome to like 10% of the actual gameplay is me fussing with music. All right, so solid hit. That's 5 points of damage, and you have your bite as well. Protect point. That is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Ooh, brutal. So you are just tearing chunks. Blood and viscera are coming away from this guy as your claws are flashing around. Ah, yeah, slave! Back! Then it is Zol's turn. And heroes get to go before villains. I guess they're all asleep, so it doesn't really matter.
Zol is going to ego whip back the slave master.
Nice.
Free.
Okay, so let's see here. First thing is the attack roll. Let me just double check the modifier. I should have.
So this is where I use my MTH bonus?
The total, because the total would be +5, I think, for you to manifest powers.
Okay.
Even
and
though
it's against his MAC.
Correct. And then let me just quickly get what his MAC is. It's 14, and then because he's got that up, you're using Eagle Whip?
Yeah, Eagle Whip.
This is actually quite effective against this, so go ahead. Make your attack roll.
Nice.
1d20 +5. All right, so what do we see sort of psychically on the psychic plane? What's your attack look like?
I think it emanates sort of like from the middle of his between his eyes, and it is sort of this lash of white energy.
Nice. Now,
that,
how many points you want to put into the damage? That is a hit.
I'm doing everything.
Whoa! Jeez.
So that's up to 4 I can do, I think. So I can spend 16 PSP on this.
Yeah, so that's 4, what is it, 4d4?
I think that, no, it's a D6 for the whip, I think.
For Eagle Whip? Let's see here.
I think.
Yeah, d6.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I can, so I'm going to spend, so I'm like, that's almost the rest of my psychic power for the day. But
Okay.
I really want to punish this guy for what he did.
Absolutely.
So
You'll show him what a whip is like.
4d6.
Okay.
Nice.
So let me adjust this quickly.
Plus,
here.
if I drain his PSP a lot, then he has a lot less to use on you guys. So.
Okay, so it should be. And he's
I know he'll beat me one-on-one with this, but
there we go.
it's
Okay.
more about weakening him.
Look at that. So
Nice.
you've lashed. Whoa! He recoils back. You can see that what he had done is that he, like what Rakas did, he had emptied his mind to be a serene place, which left it open to the vicious strike of this psychic lash.
Nice.
For the guard's turn, they will sleep. Azul, you're up now. Oh, sure. Actually, Azul, you should have gone before the guards. Azul, what are you doing?
I mean, they're sleeping. It doesn't matter.
Very important.
Yeah. I'm gonna follow Patekwe up and try to bash a few skulls.
Okay. Now, I think. Let's see here. I don't think, you don't have a weapon, so you can't really reach.
That's okay, because I'm
just gonna hit one of the guards.
Oh, I'm big. Yeah. Why not?
Okay. Now, I think. Just
Herb stomp the guard.
I could stomp the guard too. I get +3 to melee damage and double class hit dice. Oh,
hold
that's
on. I think
interesting.
that you. Let's see here, because it's asleep. Remember as well too, you guys can't take advantage of the combat maneuvers in the game.
Oh, true.
Now asleep. Sorry, I'm trying to find where. I'm trying to remember. Each game, it's not like AD&D where you just or basic where you just slit a throat. In this, there's actually a prone or whatever condition. I'm trying to remember what it is. Let's see here. Sleep. Let's look at the spell and see what it says. How'd you do the CNC is awesome. I agree. I really like this game system. Okay, so sleep. All right, is they are helpless. So I think it's just going to be, we'll say, like, give us an attack roll there, Azul.
Oh right, I keep looking at the handout and not the character sheet.
I mean, you can just give us a
Usually
D20 roll as well, as long as you're adding your attack roll. It doesn't
Right.
matter
On
to
the
me.
handout, I noticed it says melee attacks +5 to hit +7 damage. I'm assuming that includes the +3 for being a half giant.
Well, and the unarmed is already included,
Okay.
and that does, and yes, it does.
Unarmed strike. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so I can just roll this one.
Yeah. So, what does it look like as you paste this first? Because you do 8 points of damage with an attack, right?
Yeah, I do 8. Yeah, 8.
Yeah. So,
I'm just gonna go up and take his head and slam it into the side of the vehicle.
okay. So he sort of like groggily begins to awaken from Sakia's spell, and then there's nothing but paste left.
It was too good for him anyway.
Yeah. Then it is the Slave Master's turn. All right. So he. Is going to try and activate. He is in a lot of trouble here. He's going to try and activate an ability.
He's gonna try and get out GTFO.
Yep.
Like any good bad guy is in trouble.
Screen.
That's good for us if he's running away. Because we're running away too.
Yep.
Maybe we could run away together for the first 5 seconds. Maybe 10.
So he's going to try and activate something here. Let's see. As long as that's not higher than 15, he is good. It isn't. Great. So he activates something, and you can feel kind of, those of you who are adjacent to him, which is Rakas and Patekwe, you can hear kind of a whoo, like a dulling of the sound, almost like muffling around him. Sakia, what are you doing?
Sakia will step towards the master and try an unarmed strike towards him.
You guys can see each of the guards did have their obsidian short sword drawn, so if you did want to scoop one up in this game, you're pretty much able to do that and attack in the same round.
Okay, I will do that. So
Okay.
Sakia will do that.
So then let me just add, let's see here.
I did not pick up. These are like toothpicks to me.
They are very small, yeah. One of the things that CNC doesn't do is it doesn't make a, let's see here, obsidian short sword. Base state is 2, modifier is 2, miscellaneous is -2 because it's shitty material. +6, +2. And let me just double check. Obsidian is. And the game. So the way that the game, just like in Dark Sun, the original Dark Sun, it models the shittier material as just penalties. Oh, only -1 to damage. So miscellaneous will be -1. If you happen to roll maximum damage, I will try and remember this, but if I might forget, if you roll maximum damage, we have to roll to see if the weapon breaks.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. All right, so then Sakia, you go right ahead. You race by, scoop up this short sword. It's on your character sheet now. You can go ahead and attack whenever you're ready.
Oh, there's a 1.
Oh no! You want to spend a hero point?
I'll spend the hero point.
Okay.
Yes.
So
And
go ahead and
down to
re-roll
1.
that.
goodness.
A 9. So 9 is not good enough, but you do actually notice something. It doesn't affect your attack whatsoever, but maybe it does because of the attack roll. But you could feel that as you get in, it's almost like there is something that is bleeding away the force of your attack. Then it is Rakas, your turn.
Rakas will scoop up 2 short swords.
Okay. Yep.
And then
If you don't want
maybe
to...
try. I'll guess he doesn't know what's going on with the... Is there a way to like understand what psionically the Slave Master did?
Yeah, you could. Give us a wisdom check, and you're not adding your... the difficulty will be a 3, and then you're not adding your level to this one because you're not a psionicist, you're just a wild talent. While you're doing that, I'll put the obsidian...
So D20 plus 1?
D20 plus... no, D20 plus nothing. The difficulty adds to whatever your CB base is.
No idea.
No idea, yeah, so... Okay, but it is a good point. One of the things that's cool about the game is if at the start of the round there are certain activities, anything that modifies your armor class, you need to declare it before we roll initiative. So if you're like... fighting defensively, or you're going to charge, or anything like that, you declare that stuff beforehand. If you're casting a spell, you have to declare it as well. And the reason being is because other casters can make checks to try and judge what you're doing, and they may adjust what they're casting based on what you're doing. So if you spy someone casting a shield, you can decide to change what you're casting. What that does is it means you cast at the very end of the round then. Because you started casting one thing and then adjusted to something different.
Okay.
Okay? Let me see here. Your base to hit. I'm just getting this set up for you. Rakas, Selenius, -2, 1d6. So this is one of the things. It doesn't automate your modifiers across any of the things here.
Okay.
So you have to enter everything manually. All right, your obsidian short sword is ready to go, Rakas.
And so that check is not my action, or?
No. That's just one of the things you can, as a psychic character, you could try and do.
Okay, then I think he's not knowing what's going on with the Slave Master. He'd probably swing at it anyways.
So I fucked up. We should have actually rolled initiative second round. We'll finish this. You guys have pretty much finished these guys, but we're supposed to roll initiative each round.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, oopsies.
That is okay. I'll kill you another day. Okay, so that is a hit. No, that's a miss, actually. You want to spend a point of luck?
No, thanks.
Okay. Then it is Patekwe's turn. What are you doing, Patekwe?
Quick question: that wave that I felt over me, that like, in my experience, would I probably know that it's maybe some psychic thing happening?
I think you
in this world.
You could make you think he definitely manifested some kind of psychic power. If you want to try and identify that, you can just give us same thing. It's a wisdom check without any. So it'd be CB of your wisdom plus 1, and then you're just rolling 1d20. You're not going to add your level to this one. So no idea what it is yet. Zol might have a much better chance because Zol would be able to add his level to it. But Tekwe, what do you want to do with your round, though?
Well, I guess I'm going to go in with my effective schnickety-schnack claws.
Okay.
Yeah. So far, at least. Here we go.
Okay. Ooh. So that is a miss. And you feel the same thing that...
sorry.
Oh! You want to spend a hero point, or you want to...
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay. So you're down to 1 left, aren't you?
Hero points?
Your hero point. You only have 3 hero points. Your luck is...
I thought the luck... Okay, I screwed up on that.
That's okay.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. The green bar measures your hero points. As you spend them, you should be taking them down. The luck is just something you're going to have to track separately, and it's as you spend it, reduce that. Yeah, so unfortunately, Roll20 you can only put 3 bars on.
Okay, so I'm gonna just fix this up.
Sure. Okay.
So I'm down to 1. Yeah, please.
So go ahead and reroll. Yeah, blinded again. As we had when we first played the first session of this, Andrew kept rolling 1s back to back for the same character, and he was playing 3.
Yep.
Hit himself in the head with a spear, blinded himself attacking an enemy. That is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
I mean, I was a Noel, so.
So that's great. You can feel there is an effect that's sort of slowing you down a bit, but it rakes down across those leather robes. He pulls himself back. You have 2 more claws left. Yeah, that's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. What does it look like as he goes down?
Oh. Sorry, as he goes down?
Yeah, you tear your last claw. It sinks into his breastbone, and he sort of collapses as you're going down. You can follow up with your bite if you like for effect.
Sure, why not?
You don't need to make a roll.
You're
You're attacking a cadaver at this point, so then you guys can see Patekwe is doing what you always thought he would do, and it starts tearing into this one. Zol, what would you like to do?
Well, now that he's down, I'm gonna. Is there a window nearby or something?
Yeah, let me. I can put.
I'd like to see what's going on outside the vehicle.
So this is the map of the thing here, guys. You guys are about here right now. You're somewhere in this free area.
And there's like some upper places that have windows, right?
Yeah. There are doors that sort of lead up to there's probably ladders that lead up to a platform here, and then kind of go and you can peek outside.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run up there and, peek out and see what's going on.
Are you doing anything to try and keep yourself hidden?
Like from the outside people?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm just peeking,
Sure.
not like.
So give us a let's see here. Got a lot of cover. So
I don't want to catch an arrow in the face.
that's what I'm asking.
Well, that's exactly what.
Oh, and I think,
Zool's
hold on, as a
thinking.
halfling, don't you have some kind of natural hide ability?
I do have stealth.
So if you have on your character sheet, stealth isn't a skill in this. It's either move silently or...
hide I have, sorry.
Yes. So what that means is, because it's listed there, it means it's something you can add your level to.
Cool.
So when you're doing a task, so it'll be dex check. Outside, I'm just going to say it's a 2. Most of the things will be hit dice 1, but there's a lot of them out there. So go ahead and give us a 1d20 plus 2 against a CB of 10.
Wasn't it my level, you said?
Plus your level. Oh, 3. Yeah, that's right. Not 2. Forgive me.
Yeah, I'm 3. Okay. Against the CVD, or the CB plus 2.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh!
So, Jeff, I hope you've enjoyed the Dark Sun adventure so far.
Nice.
You want to spend a hero point and re-roll that?
That's a tough question. No, I'll spend the hero point to stay alive if this kills me.
Okay. I don't think
2.
it's going to be that. I think what I'll do is I'll introduce some other bullshit element, like
yeah.
a guard is going to get an attack on you or something.
Sure, yeah. I like bullshit.
Okay, so you get up to go, you're making your way over and you're about to, Hey. Uh-oh, they released the dogs, guys.
Oh, we're
Anna
screwed.
Banana says hi to everyone.
No, there's a guard dog.
Hi, sweetie. Hi, sweetie. All right, so what you do is you get up there and then you can hear... Oh, hi. What are you doing out? And you look to your right, and there is a mole woman standing there. Let me see if I can find the illustration that I... Yeah. She brings back that whip and attacks you with it. Let's see here.
Rude.
What is your AC? I had an AC of 11.
My AC is 12.
All right, so it splinters the stitched together leather that's on the side, dried leather to the side of you. You do not want to have that hit your skin, and I mean the strength she's putting behind the whip crack suggest that that is going to easily split your hide. Guards are sleeping. Azul, you get the last action before we roll for initiative.
Do I see her?
I think you hear the crack from up above.
Okay.
Probably, yeah. You can probably get a good enough vantage. You're probably about maybe like 20 feet away from her at most.
Well, I have to get myself up there first.
You are 12 feet tall.
Right. That's decidedly easy for me. Right. I would like to make my way over to her.
Okay. So you make your way. What would you like to do then?
I get the sense based on not just the portrait, but the size of the portrait. You get like she's big.
No, she's a mule. So she's like Rakas. She's stockier and bigger than what a human would be, but she's not, or at least she's wider. Mules are short. They're shorter than humans, but they're taller than dwarves. She just has that look to her.
Okay, cool. I'll just go over to her and go, try that on me, and try to once again unarmed strike on her.
Is this like a BDSM thing, or?
Wow.
It's all in the delivery, I suppose.
You just told a woman to whip you. I don't know. Like.
Okay. So go ahead
Dave,
and
let's keep this age appropriate.
go ahead and make your attack roll.
Yep.
Yeah, solid hit. Go ahead and it's 8 points of damage, right?
It's just straight 8.
Yeah. Let me just set up her.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, we can't see what her.
Yeah, I haven't set it up yet. Holy.
I want to take
So
the
this will
whip and
be
use
after the hit. All right.
Oh shoot. Okay, I know what I'm gonna try to do next
You
round.
hammer her. It knocks her off balance. Kind of hits the side. Doesn't knock her down, but yet it quite badly hurt her. That is the careful. And so we're coming up on our mid-session break. After this fight, we'll take our mid-session break. She's going nuts. Goober just slammed her head against the chair. Jeez. All right. So then, guys, that is the end of round 2. Technically, I brought my round counting dice out and then completely ignored it. Got too caught up in the moment. Let me remove all turns. Everyone, first off, is anyone doing anything that will? And I'll remind you, you got your access to your maneuvers here. Is anyone doing anything that will not require you to roll initiative?
I'm just trying to see because the disarm says see description, so I'm trying to look it up in the rulebook here quick to see if...
Disarm does not. It's generally only things that modify your AC, so charging, evading, dodging, what's the other one?
Talking about stuff that changes your initiative?
Yeah, things that change your initiative, or if you're casting a spell or manifesting a power.
Okay, then didn't know.
Offensive focus?
Oh, what? If you
Offensive
manifest
focus.
a power, then you don't roll?
No, if you just let us know beforehand, because there's things. This is where if you were facing someone who was psychic, they might be able to try and detect figure out what spell or ability you're using.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm manifesting a power.
Okay. So Zol's doing something that's manifesting power. I've got no other enemy psychics. Anyone else doing anything that modifies their initiative or their AC? Then go ahead and click on your token and roll initiative.
Come on,
And
good number.
We'll modify Sakia's. You can actually, Jamie, go in and modify
my
yours,
word.
I think.
We almost rolled it in descending order.
You guys.
That's really weird. If I'd have just been a little slower and Zol a little faster.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who is that? Everyone? Yeah, that's everyone. Look at that, guys. Nice. And is that Sakia after modification?
It is not. I'm sorry. I'll have the 2.
Okay. Boom. She's going. So she's a hero. She's up first. Sakia, what are you doing?
She will attempt to get closer and strike towards the whip cracker.
Okay. So what you could do is try and leap and scramble up onto the second level there.
Yeah, and if there's a angle to reach with the obsidian sword, then she will attempt to strike.
Let's see how good your strength check is first for clambering up there. So this will be just a difficulty 1. So So it'll be one, and you can add your level to this. Nat 20. Yeah, you absolutely. I think you like. There's a bunch of gear and whatnot, or cargo in this big area here, including like the big buckets of water you saw before. There's a rope hanging down supporting one thing. You look over, grab onto it, hit the cut the supporting rope. It brings you up. You land down right next to her. She's coiling the rope back because she's going to go right away, but you get to make the attack first.
All right, I will go ahead and swing this sword towards her.
Okay. Yeah.
Not a good roll.
You could hero point that, or you could spend some luck.
Let's use some luck.
Okay. So you would need to hit her. You would need 7 luck.
Ooh. I'm gonna do it.
Nice. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah.
Oh,
Max damage.
Max damage. Okay.
That's a max damage for
So
breakage,
then
too.
roll 1d20. On a roll of a 1, your sword shatters. Okay, nice. So you hit her so hard it almost breaks your weapon. She staggers back on the verge of death, shocked at how fast you got up there. On her turn, she is going to turn that whip on you, Psychia. Let's see here. I hit an AC of 7. So you really threw her off her game. Azul, you're up next. What are you doing?
I really hope this goes well because the narrative will be just glorious if it does. I would like to try to disarm her.
You've tempted the fates, you realize that, right?
I know. Roll 20 heard me. That's the problem. I'd like to try to disarm her.
Okay.
So I have to successfully hit armor class equivalent of 18 plus the hit die or level of the defender. So I don't know what her level.
Her hit dice
die
is a
are.
2.
Okay, so I have to hit a 20.
Yep.
Okay, so is it a strength check or is it an unarmed
Oh, it's
strike?
attack roll. Attack roll.
Okay. So unarmed strike.
Yeah, try and batter that whip out of her hands.
Here's hoping. Actually, no, I'll see what I roll and then decide if I'm going to use anything to try.
Okay.
Because why not? It might just happen.
Look at that! Oh, so
Could
close.
I use 2
points.
luck?
Yes, you absolutely can.
Okay, cool. Because I'd very much because this just works out so well with what she just did to Sakia. I'd love to like stick my arm out as she whiffs on the attack, and it instead like goes around my wrist, and I grab it.
Yep.
And I look at her, and I'm like, "This is mine," and just whip it away, or like, grab it away from her.
You can see there's like little flecks of blood that's pulled out as you yank it out of her hand. Then it is Zol's turn. What are you doing, Zol?
Well, things have changed quickly. Do I still have to do the spell that I was planning, or no?
No. You can always cancel your spell.
Yeah, okay, because I was going to dimension door out of there, but now that I see that like things have gotten really bad for her, I'm not so scared.
Yeah. So if you're changing, what that means, if you're changing if you want to use a psychic power or change your action, you'll just be at the end of the round.
Okay, yeah, I'm just not going to cast dimension door to teleport away.
Manifest. Is there anything else you want to manifest?
No.
Okay.
Can I just punch her?
Yeah, I'll put you at the end of the round though.
Yeah.
Okay, Rakas, you're up next. What are you doing?
I have 2 swords, and there's these sleeping guys. Let's take care of them.
Yeah. Go ahead and make 2 attacks. Now hold on. The way that dual weapon fighting, you don't have any special thing with dual weapon, right?
I don't know.
Or 2 weapon fighting? I don't think you do. Maybe you do actually. Hold on.
Arena weapon specialization, cleave, power attack.
Cleave actually might be a more effective way of just modeling this mechanically. When you drop a foe in melee combat, you gain an immediate attack instant adjacent at your full attack bonus.
Okay, yeah, so maybe I'll just fight with 1 weapon because I just saw my character's got like a weapon in each hand, so I thought he had 2 weapons.
Absolutely.
Something.
Yeah. No, okay, go ahead and give us an attack roll with one of those obsidian ones.
Okay. I'll use this one.
Yep. That's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Wow. Go ahead and make your second attack, Mr. Cleave.
Cleave time.
Hit. Go ahead and roll damage. 5, that is enough. Wow. Okay.
I suspect that Anna's getting even more belligerent. Not far be it for me to ever.
Dave has met Anna in person. She is nothing if not exuberant in expressing her love. So,
yes, that is one way to put it.
then it is Patekwe's turn. What are you doing, Patekwe?
So I'm correct that she's above. Can I leap up there?
She's above. Yeah. Because you got the Threat Queen jump, right?
Yeah.
Yep. You could spring up, and if you wanted to, being the master of CNC that you are, Gary, I'm assuming that you wanted to try and flank her. Oh,
That
actually,
would be,
there's a difference in this game between flanking, being on the side at +1 to hit, and being behind a back attack, which is +2.
And where am I in location to?
Wherever you want to land, you got to, your leap can get almost anywhere in here.
Willing to give it to me.
Okay, so you leap over her, you land down, you'll have +2 to hit. I'll just adjust her AC by 2, because there's not an easy way to adjust your to hit. Go ahead and make your attack rolls.
Okay.
That is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. And what does it look like as she's torn to the ground?
Oh, she was that low.
That looks pretty good.
So it pulls her down. I correct that he's following through with the rest of his claws and his bites on. Yeah, so she is gone. That brings us, there doesn't appear to be any other obvious enemies at present.
Oh, wait, at the end of the round, Zol kicks her while she's down. And he looks at everyone and says, "We all make a good team."
So we'll take our mid-session break in a moment here, but let me show you what you do spy outside, Zol, as you peek out.
As he finally looks out. Oh.
Goodness.
Oh,
Whoa.
there's a few of them.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's a few elves.
So it appears that, and now those 2 MacLeods that are in the front there, they are dead and smoldering. That lightning blast that you sensed before, Sakia, it appears to have been powerful enough to kill not one but both of the MacLeods. There is an extraordinarily powerful wizard somewhere out there. And you guys can hear in Tablelands Common, with an elven accent to it, someone cries out, and it is, where is it here? Leave now. Take nothing with you, or we will burn you out. The Juradai are not slaves. Your king must release our people, or all of his caravans will perish in the desert. And with that, guys, we'll take our mid-session break. So, we'll be back in 5 minutes. So, Jamie and Gary, take 5 minutes. If you run over, that's okay too. Then we'll come back and see what you guys will do next. I'm sure you'll fare well against 300 elves. I mean, you guys did pretty well against those, 6 guards. So,
Yeah, that was just a warm-up.
exactly. All right. So then, folks, for those listening at home, we'll be back in about 5 minutes to carry on. So, back soon.
Hey, cheers to you, Jeff. It's nice to play with you finally.
Yeah, cheers, man. Oh, you know what? Actually, now that you say that, maybe I'm gonna go grab a drink. Be right back.
Yes, yeah.
All right. Okay, everyone's stocked up on coffee and water and whatever else. Let's see. Oh, let's wait for Jeffrey.
Fudgicles?
Fudgicles. That applies too.
Now I'm jealous, Dave. Thanks.
Yeah.
I saw them at the grocery store last week, and I was like, "What? Like a box of Fudgicles?" As a kid, I would have loved that. I'm like, it's an adult, I'm gonna love that. So,
Yeah, I can't be trusted with having drumsticks in the house anymore. Because it's just like, well, there's only a box of 4. I'll just have a second one because they're not very big, and
then it's there's only 2 left.
there's
now.
only 2 left.
Well, I can't leave one drumstick in a box. 'Cause it's such a
Exactly.
space.
Yep.
Frightening how fast those things disappear.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. So, here we go. Let me turn back to our original. You're not in fighting music any longer.
Man, CNC's fun.
Now we have a proper cheers.
Yeah. Hey, nice.
There we go.
Is that it? Is this it? What is it? Yeah, that'll work.
Any spells?
All right, so then, guys, you can hear the sort of sound of panic from not only we can only see your wagon here, but there's like 3 more behind. Those all likewise have been commandeered and immobilized by the Juradai. If you guys want, let's hear who. We said that Azul and Patekwe were wastelanders, so why don't you guys each give us an intelligence check. I think this one will be we'll set it as a 2, just because you're trying to see what you know about the Juradai, and make it an intelligence check. You can add your level to this as well, because you guys, your backstory is that you did live in the wastes. So you would know what elven ones. Is that a success, Patekwe? That's nat 20.
Wow. I was gonna say this is my worst stat too, because I need my CV is a 19.
Yeah. So I think what you know is I mentioned before that the kind of Wastelander tribes, they either have preservers or they have, and potentially druids, or they have defilers. This is most definitely one of the latter. These are ones who are remorseless raiders, merciless raiders, I should say, who make fast and easy use of destructive magic to assist them in their task. So the Juradai are a very dangerous clan, but I think with a nat 20, what we will say is that you actually, I think you can recognize someone in there, someone you've come across before, Azul.
Ooh.
It does not mean that they will be an ally of yours. You are not elven, and they are merciless. But at the very least,
I know their reputation. I know specifically, like, this person is probably someone to not trifle with.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Cool.
So and someone who you potentially could parlay with.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And let's see, what is his name will be? Guy. Fanon, Fann, or Fanan.
Okay. I'll share this information, obviously.
What do you say?
That one has been known to allow conversation we may be able to talk our way out of this.
There are now elves that are clamoring up to get onto and into the wagon. These things are pretty secured from the inside to prevent precisely this kind of thing from happening. Normally,
Is there like a door we can go out instead of having to climb up the top?
yeah. You also may want to take a look around the cargo hold here. There may be something of value you can find in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point. Yep.
Okay. So what you can find in here, there is a giant bucket of water. So one of the things that I do like about C&C as well is that it abstracts encumbrance into a fairly easy to manage way. You're not measuring like each individual thing. You have what's called an encumbrance value you can manage, and that's equal to your strength score, and then it's modified further by whether you have your strength as a primary attribute, whether you have constitution as a primary attribute, or whether you have both. So for instance, Azul, you can carry up to 48 EV before you become encumbered. Patekwe, 17. Rakas, 27. Psychia, 19. And Zol, 12. I mention that because a gallon of water weighs 3 EV, and a barrel of water weighs 90. A barrel contains 30 gallons, which is enough for 30 days. If you were over your encumbrance value, it just slows you down.
I think I'm going to take a drink before we start moving anything.
Good idea. So yeah, you pop back the bucket and scoop out with your hand some of the water. In addition to the water rations that are in here, there are, let's see here, each of the guards was wearing leather armor. They had the obsidian short swords on them. The hold also contains hundreds, if you crack open any of the containers, of obsidian bastard swords, short swords, daggers, and battle axes. So if any of you want to equip yourselves with any of that, the psionicist also had or the psychic, I should say, had a staff on them as well. So there's a quarter staff. If
I drop this short swords, could I pick up a bastard sword? What does that do for this guy?
Basically, all the let's see here. Patekwe can use any weapon. Sakia can use any weapon. Rakas can use any weapon. Azul can use any weapon. The only one who's really restricted here is Zol to what you're actually proficient with. Obsidian weapons are -2 to hit, -1 to damage. Otherwise, they're treated just like the regular weapons, the equivalent. Let's see here. Equipment for C&C is right after races. It is on page 100. So a battle axe does 1d8 damage, has an EV of 3. Bastard sword does 1d10 damage, has an EV of 4. And a bastard sword can also be used in 2 hands for 1d12 damage.
Oh, maybe I was going to think an axe, but maybe I'll take a bastard sword.
Yeah.
I could probably wield... Ooh. Is it... Because it's still going to be pretty small for me. Would I... I mean, the rules are the rules, but, like, do I need both hands to benefit from the...
I think what I'd let you do is if you take one of those bastard swords, we'll just treat it as a longsword for you.
Okay.
So a longsword does 1d8, has an EV of 3.
Are there any slings?
There
or
are
anything of that type.
Not that you can see in here. No.
Okay.
Is the EV going to the mod?
EV doesn't. There isn't really a place on there. Just bear in mind that you can maybe use it on the notes tab, like on the third. There's a journal. You can maybe track your EV in there.
And then be sure to add, because Azul melee attacks, I get +5 to hit and +7 to damage. With that, I have to code that into the character sheet entry for the weapon, right?
Yes, you do. Yeah, you have to add where the modifier it's asking for. Your BTH is base to hit. It's the same thing as like base attack bonus in 3rd edition.
Okay, so that's where I put that +5.
Yeah. And then and there's of course the short swords. Short swords just do 1d6, and the short swords have a EV of 2. You can take more than one weapon as well too. You guys have lots. Does anyone want to take leather armor? It will not fit Patekwe or Azul, but Patekwe's already got his carapace, which gives him pretty impressive armor.
Yeah, I'll grab some leather armor. So
okay. So
doesn't matter how much blood's on it actually.
Leather armor has an EV of 2 and grants AC +2, so you can treat your AC as 2 higher now. For the small creatures like Zol, we don't actually measure the difference. So, like Zol, you can feel free to. It'll either look comically a little bit large, or what you can resize it a bit. But you can feel free to make use of any of that stuff. Sakia, same thing with you. Zol's the only one who actually needs to have something sized for him.
Okay, so I can wear the leather armor. It just looks funny.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
My weapon craft. Can I help Zol get trim something down or?
Yeah, like for.
I also have weapons craft as well. So like if we're working in tandem, maybe we. Well, that's weapons though.
Yeah. Bastard sword and leather armor. You got it.
What does the leather armor increase my AC by?
+2.
+2.
And you should be able to enter that on the armor.
I put leather there, and then I'll just put +2 into the armor.
Okay.
What's the mod column, Kev? Is that your...
So the mod is your stat. Melee weapons get their strength bonus to hit and damage. Ranged weapons that are fired have the attack bonus for dex and no damage bonus. And then the miscellaneous is where you'll put -2 to hit and -1 to damage from the obsidian, because they're made of that. All right. So Sakia's got armor and a weapon. One cool thing with the way that multi-classing works in this is that wizards get the best armor. It costs you a shit ton of extra XP, but you pay for it in the sense of being able to wear whatever armor that is best for you.
Forgot I had this.
Yeah, I was going to say, you bought that. Okay, so as you guys are sort of, as everyone is sort of gearing up here, anything else you guys wish to do? You could probably grab like a 1 gallon water bladder each.
I might be able to.
Yes.
If I have EV of 48, I could probably pick up an extra gallon or 2 and carry that as like a party.
Yeah, you're going to want minimum 4 for the next day. You need 4 per day.
Oh, I need 4 gallons per day.
Yeah.
Well, okay, well, I'm picking up. And they're how many are each gallon again? Sorry,
each
EV?
gallon is 3 EV.
Okay.
Rations as well. If you want food, each dried ration, you can find that in here too, is 1 EV each day. And then a barrel of 30 gallons weighs 90 EV, 90.
Oh, okay, then I can't take a barrel.
Well, no, you can. It'll slow you down. Like, it doesn't prevent you from doing it.
It'll get lighter every day.
It will get lighter every day, yeah.
That's true.
So,
I could do that, and I would slow us down. But
to give you a sense here, Andrew, what is you become burdened? There's underburdened, burdened, and overburdened. I'm on page 104 of the Player's Handbook. When you are burdened, what does it say here? When you're burdened, Andrew's character dies. That's weird. How do they know your name?
So specific.
I don't know. Them and Roll20 must talk.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. Bless you.
Thank you. Minus 10 feet to the character's
Effective
move
and
score.
Minus 10 to your movement, yeah.
Yeah.
And plus 2 to the challenge level of all dex-based checks. So it's no worse than wearing, like, plate mail or something like that in some games.
Sure. I mean, so once we all get sorted, I think I'll agree to lug one of the barrels, because that would certainly take care of our water supplies for the immediate future.
Okay.
If they'll let us.
Well, we'll try to negotiate our way out of the...
Maybe we just throw them the slave master and tell them that we're leaving.
Yeah, they seem to be pretty against the slavery thing. So if we are the slaves, how can we be at fault?
Well, I mean, you're not the slaves. You're just, guys who are wearing the armor that is marked with the house of the slave. Oh, wait a minute. We may have a problem here, guys. But unfortunately, there's sound now. Yeah, the armor's all marked with the markings of the slavers.
Oh.
However, you're not trying to think about that because the doors are being burst open by the elves.
Of course we don't.
Out. They're saying in Elvish accented languages. You can bring your water out. They're saying everyone to just pile out. If you try and grab your the water, Azul, you can try and bring the barrel out. I'll assume each of you has included 1 gallon of water in a water a water bladder.
Can we grab 2?
One each.
1 each?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can try and take more as well too. The only thing is the guards may have something to say, or the elves may have something to say about that once you get outside.
Let's have that talk.
Okay. So as you guys are dragged outside of the caravan before these guards, it's a big crowd of them. You can see that people from all the different slaves and guard and whatnot are all being pulled out from each of the wagons. And as they're sort of looking you guys over, they are saying in broken Tablelands Common, one towards you. Now, Rakas, Zol, Sakia, Azul, do you make any effort to try and conceal any of the water on you?
Sakia has 1 gallon, and she's not concealing it.
Okay.
Now I'll just drop one.
Okay.
On the ground.
Drops to the ground. They are saying no to you, Azul. No. Drop that. This is the Jura dies now. You can see within eyesight, though, the member of the Jura die, Fanon, that you know.
Okay. I'll look and I will point at Fanon and said, I will talk with that one.
Okay. So they look at you and
I'm definitely going to make full use of my size. I'm going to specifically look at the smallest one I can, and use that to drive a certain point home.
Okay, so you, unlike a lot of D&D elves and whatnot, elves in this are quite tall and lean. They're 6 or 7 feet tall, I believe, but they're nowhere near your height.
It's not even the height.
Okay,
like twigs.
So they look. They sort of look you up and down. They say something in Elvish that Sakia picks up. They're like, "What do you think? Should we get him?" All right, just go get him. And one of the elves goes over and collects Fanon. Fanon comes over. Fanon is riding what's called an Inex, or not an Inex, a Erdlu, which is kind of like a cross between an ostrich and a lizard. He comes riding over to you, looks at you, and Azul, what do you say?
With the barrel of water on my shoulder for now, I'll just say, you have liberated this. I forget what the vehicle's called again already. Oh, you've liberated this caravan, and we are grateful. We were to be enslaved and put to the machinations of these wretches, but we must make our way. We have nowhere to go. We are going to be going out into the wastes. We will require some provisions. We are not your enemy. We are the oppressed of your enemy.
One of the elves says, "So you're weak."
I immediately look at him with a scowling glare and said, I will show you how weak I am, if you wish.
Fanon sort of chuckles at that. Why don't you give us a charisma check, and I'll give you get to add your level to it because of the the nat 20 that you had before, and I'll give you a +2 as well for such a stirring.
Can we look intimidating next to him? I figured, Ruckus had moved up next to and just kind of standing there cross-armed trying to look mean.
Yep. Okay. Absolutely. So why don't you take another +1?
Okay, so +6 total.
Yep. And he's a 3, so it's a 16 is what you're rolling against.
Okay. Being a half giant, having
So
other
this
brutal
guy
friends
has, you recognize it because he's got a fairly distinctive, headdress type thing on. He has a really long robe that looks like it's made out of a very thin, lizard skin of some kind, layered with some kind of fabric underneath. It has a strange kind of like bluish purple quality where the sun kind of cuts through it. And then on his head, he's got a bit of a almost like a 70s wizard cap kind of thing, like a cone that goes up, but it goes down, and then he has a slit across that kind of protects the eyes from glare. Elves naturally have some kind of protection anyway, but it's likely something he took from someone else. You can also see that not Airloo, it's a Crawdloo? There's a difference between a Crawdloo and Airloo. Doesn't really matter for this, but both of them are sort of lizard bird things. You can see that there is a brand on this thing from the same merchant house that owns this caravan. So he may be wearing the spoils of war already. Outriders like using Crawdloos and Airloos to keep the distance. He smirks. Take the barrel for what it'll do. You guys can hear shouting from a little further back in the caravan as you see black smoke beginning to come out of the middle thing. It looks like they are intending on burning every one of these things to the ground afterwards. He looks, good luck to you, Sun Priest. He says this in Tablelands Common. Actually, he'll say it in Elvish since Psychea has been translating into Elvish. Good luck to you. He turns and rides away. He's a little comically overlarge for this thing, but the elves are dragging bodies and goods and whatnot off of these wagons before they put them to the torch. So then, guys, I suppose let me bring you over first. To give you a sense of where we are right now. There are large crowds of other members of the caravan, whether they be freed slaves or former guards or whatever, who are all sort of milling about trying to figure out where to go. I think that you guys have a sense that you are moving towards Tyr. Maybe I can do this, guys. Let me give you a handout with a map on it so we don't have to get away from this. Where is it? Map of the Tablelands. Where are we here? Boy, you'd think that I ran a bunch of impromptu games in the last little while with the fucking extra images that have been loaded.
Now, I mean, the real trick is what you've named them.
I actually have learned for this one. I have been the last little while constantly naming the images the proper things. So here's a map of the Tablelands, guys. You can see you were heading from Uruk in the north. Oh, actually, you can't read that really, can you? No, that's illegible. Hold on, let me move you over to the map here. Anna is giving shit to somebody outside. How dare they walk past? Jeez. All right, let me shift ping and bring you over here. So Patekwe, based on where you guys have been traveling, where you're going, this seems to be where you guys are. I think the measuring tool works. Yeah, in miles. Do I have a set for the correct units? Let's see here. No, here we go. Miles. There we go. So it should measure. Yeah, there you go. You are able to move, depending on the environment, let's see here, up to, in clear, flat terrain, you're able to travel 16. Now you're able to travel about 8. So it's basically 1 hex per day, so long as you don't get lost. You can ignore all the markings that are on here. They've included everything from every adventure that was ever published. So you don't know about the other things. Imagine that it's just wide open terrain. To get to Tyr, it would be a matter... So to get to Cled, which is a dwarven settlement that's 50 miles away. Cled you would be aware of. It's a relatively well-known and fairly developed. Tyr itself is 90. So that's a 10-day travel across the wastes. You could definitely go back to Uruk. then that seems like a promise of guaranteed re-enslavement. What do you guys think you should do?
Only going back to Burrick to burn it down. So not yet.
We do, Azul and myself, have we been out here before? Do we know of any oasis or anything like that that we would have maybe been around?
Yeah, well, good question. So let's do this. So the way that getting lost works in it is one thing I do like about the game as well, they've thought about how to meaningfully incorporate rangers without making overland travel useless. So the difficulty of getting lost is a CB of 12. You get to add your wisdom modifier to it. You don't get to add your level, but as a ranger, you get to add +7 to your roll.
Nice.
So let's just you will either know or not know where you are. Normally, I'd roll for that, and then I'd roll to see where randomly you go. I just want to get a sense of whether you know where you are right now.
So just a simple 1d20?
Yeah, 1d20 plus, what's your wisdom modifier?
+1.
+1? Okay, so 1d20 plus 8, and you want to get a 12 or higher. Nice! So you know precisely where you are. You're in the middle of nowhere. About 2 days travel to the east, there's an oasis. Or to the west, rather. There's an oasis. Cled also has water, which will be, I guess, a 5-day travel away.
I also just love, it's little things like this exchange that really remind us all about the tone and feel of Kevin's games. It's like, do I know of any safe havens or like an oasis where I might be able to well, let me tell you about how getting lost works. Let me tell you how about finding things or navigating. It's getting lost. That's the emphasis.
Absolutely. But Patekwe, so you get out and you do have a great sense of where you are right now. Uruk, of course, is another arable place, but I guess what is the plan? Yeah, because right now you do not have, you've got sufficient supplies to have enough water for 1 day. Oh, no, that's not true, because your 30 gallons will go a lot further, and Patekwe doesn't need water for another week. Thanks.
That's still... To get to tier, I'm gonna need 40 gallons just by myself. I took 4 with me plus the barrel, but that's not enough for everybody. I'm going to share, but my point just is that the barrel is basically what I would need by myself for the trip. Now we gotta figure out. This might get us halfway there. Is my point.
An oasis first.
Do we have any sense of which direction the Duradai will be heading after their raid?
No. Most likely, to be honest, it's anywhere in the alluvial sand wastes here. The way that terrain works in Dark Sun as well, too, is a little different from other settings. You may think that, it's just a variety of sand, but it's actually, there's a fair amount of variety in the different types of terrain you can move through. These are the sandy wastes, which is like what I showed you there. I actually found a really awesome site that had a bunch of real-world examples of the types of terrain that populate Dark Sun. So here's the sandy wastes. They're like this. Boom. Let me grab my map. The other stuff near there and each of those, I should say, the reason that it's important, in addition to just how easy it is to travel across them, is also how abundant water or wildlife is. It may not surprise you to learn that in the sandy wastes, there's very little water available. And then, here we go. Here we go. The area right near there that looks sort of like the speckled thing there, those are stony barrens. And this is what the stony barrens would look like. Yeah. You go, guys. So a little more wildlife and whatnot in there. What else is near? Rocky Badlands are these regions right here. And Rocky Badlands look like this. So honestly, kind of like Drumhelder for me, Dave and Gary. That's really the only ones that are kind of close by that I'll bother to show you. But there is like, there are, what are they called? Boulder fields. There are dust sinks. There are verdant fields or salt flats. So there's a wide variety of neat different terrain that you can come across out here. So, unsurprisingly, well, the reason I mentioned that, I suppose, is that the elves tend to stay in the sandy wastes. If they are running, that's where they're, free to be away from anything else and keep themselves, safe from civilization. You also would know that there is... It's weird that the caravan decided to go directly overland as well, too, instead of following the trade route, right? It's almost as if the merchant house that controlled the caravan, it's as if they knew that it wouldn't be safe to travel the Great Road. So that's another option. You could try and make your way for the Great Road and then try and make your way down. There are more amenable states. Like the city states are the things that look like this, like Tyr and Uruk, but there are Ram is up here. There are other settlements that are not as hostile, or at least blatantly hostile, as what the city states are. What are you thinking, guys?
6 days away from Cled. I mean, that might be a good place to kind of head in the direction of, especially if we can cut in through some of these more interesting and perhaps vegetated, or what's it called? These territories with potentially higher rates of vegetation on the way, to restock our water.
Does the travel by road double our speed?
Yes. Travel by road would be twice what you're traveling over the what do you call it? Here it is. Sorry. So the traveling across the sandy wastes has reduced it's by 3. It's reduced by 3. So 16 is what you would normally move. That's
Plus, I'm burdened.
well, actually, I think your speed is a 40 though, isn't it? Normally.
Yes.
So you're just down to the same speed that most everyone else is.
Oh, well then, okay, that's right. Longer stride, I forgot.
The Stony Barrens, so these areas over here, those actually only take 2 times as much to get through, and the roads are no reduction. So you'd be able to move 2 hexes basically over, by road, a little less than 1 hex over the sandy wastes, and 1 hex through the Stony Barrens.
Is there a way to scratch out or mar the house logos that are on our armor?
With your weapons, with your weaponsmithing stuff, I'll let you do that automatically.
Okay.
You don't need to make a roll for that. You can easily just
so we don't attract attention as wandering guards.
Yep. So, what do you guys think? Gary, you're the one who's got the best experience with the overland stuff. What is Patekwe thinking?
Well, I'm thinking that we need water on the trip, that we should go to an oasis and then survive off the land. But I'm a hunter. That's my inclination.
Okay. So what are you doing, guys?
What do the dwarves offer? Do we know? Do any of you know?
I don't know.
What you know about Cled is that it is a dwarven settlement, and you would know that it is they are willing to trade. which means that they're not going to kill you automatically, which might be the case with other settlements you stumble across.
Yeah, they're practical, self-interested, but
here's one other
can be
thing,
sufficiently
guys.
Motivated.
You can also choose to, as most desert travelers would be aware, you can choose to travel at night. At night, you have your water requirements. So you would need only a gallon every second day for the humans, and for Azul, 1 every 2. The downside is that lots of things hunt at night. So traveling at night does leave you open to more dangerous things. There are 2 moons, Ral and Gathay, that are above, that will most often light the way. There's very few clouds in Athos. But there is the danger of the things that hunt at night as well. So,
does this planet also, like in the desert, can we also expect it to like get extremely cold?
Yes.
So it's inhospitable in another way?
Yep.
Soul, you're pretty quiet. What do you think?
I'm gonna go where that big barrel of water goes. But as far as surviving out here, these are not my lands. I would trust that him, and I would point at Pekekwe, would know this place better than I.
So where are you heading, guys? The Juridai are eager to see you going. You also can see that it looks like there's going to be a bunch of other groups of guards and former slaves and whatnot that are heading off, and it is not going unnoticed that you have a giant barrel over your shoulder.
Yeah, I think I don't really want to test Fanon's authority too far here, and hundreds of elves someone might get greedy.
Well, it's not the
let's move.
not the hundreds of elves that's the problem. It's the freed guards and slaves that are watching us walk away with the giant barrel.
There's also that.
Yeah, I think the one thing we can all agree on is there's no going back, and we should follow Pekekwe and head towards some near oasis.
Well, let's go west to that oasis that Pekekwe had mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then you guys will be heading off towards the west. Let me make a getting lost check for you. So, and are you guys traveling apart from initially leaving the scene of the ruined caravan? Are you intending on traveling during the day, or are you intending on traveling at night?
That's a great question.
Well, I'm wondering, Pekekwe, what if, because if we've traveled out here in the wilderness and that's kind of been our shtick, maybe we have a system that we've so therefore we have a preference of how we have typically done things. What do you think that might be?
Kevin, if I'm right, I think most people travel at night just to avoid the heat because it's just unbearable.
Yeah, if you're desperate and you've got limited supplies, nighttime travel stretches those supplies, even though you're running the risk of running into something more dangerous. I mean, fortunately, we did have an option for the donors to donate and double the chance of dangerous random. Oh wait, someone did claim that. That's right.
Oh, you guys.
Thanks everyone. That's great.
I donated to make there be a rival party. I'm still waiting to see who they are.
Oh, they just got off the same caravan and saw us get a barrel.
Yeah.
Jamie and Gary, this is the first time I've had a chance to play with you guys, so you may not be familiar with my plan. X amount, execute 1/10 of that in a session. So we may not have gotten to that point yet, Dave. It is definitely in the adventure.
But I'm wondering, maybe the Pekekwe and Azul, nighttime has its other dangers as well, but Azul clearly has demonstrated that they don't have a problem getting violent if they need to, and Azul is 12 feet tall and probably weighs a metric ton. So he's also not too worried. So maybe we're just used to that. I don't know, but I don't know. I might recommend that to the group.
All right, let's do night then.
Travel by night? Sure.
All right. So then you guys will be resting up during the day. Very briefly throughout the day. Why don't you, let's see here. Jamie, would you give us a 1d5 roll, please?
Oh, I thought you were going to make him do a weather check.
No, Dave. I actually thought about that. I'm like, I don't want to rob you of your important role that you play in the party.
No.
Because we're definitely making a weather roll for the night.
I don't think you're ever going to escape it, Dave.
I get such good results from Dave's weather rolls, though. So
Yeah, for you.
someone who's binging the Night Below campaign, they're like, "Wow, I never thought of having weather play such a big role in the campaign." gotta let Dave make your weather rolls for you. All right, so what that tells is Gary Patekwe. Patekwe, you were the one who's sort of on watch. At this one point, I mean, you're the one who's best able to weather this without having to, dehydrate or run the risk of dehydrating. Everyone else, you've got, your kind of jackets or shirts or whatever things you've got to over yourself, trying to shade yourself in this brutal heat. Let me bring us back over to the sandy wastes here just to emphasize it. Oh, and there's also everyone's favorite ambient sound. Wind.
Oh, I thought it was going to be Death and Axis.
No, that's only for Night Below. What you see very briefly, Patekwe, show up and kind of poke their head over are a small group of 3 creatures that look like this. They're about 200 feet away. The visibility here, apart from like the distortion from the heat, is pretty good, but you see something come over. Where are they? Where's that Fang Dragon? I mean, there's no Fang Dragon. The dragon in Dark Sun is perhaps the only dragon that I find superior to the Fang Dragon. Because it also has the abilities of a 30th level sorcerer and 30th level psionicist.
Oh, pushover.
Totally. You guys could take him.
Yeah.
So there are about 3 of these things. Poke their head over one crest of a hill, look down. Patekwe, you can give us an intelligence check if you'd like to. Difficulty is just going to be 0. So whatever your CB is, you can roll against that.
Okay, it's 18, I think.
Yeah. Oh, man, your intelligence is not your strong suit. Okay.
Oh.
A 2, okay. Unless you're spending any luck or any other stuff.
No, it's too far off, man.
Yeah, you don't know what these things are. They seem to skirt the ridgeline kind of for about 2 or 3 minutes. Do you say anything to your allies who are keeping safe from the heat?
I'll just watch them for now.
Okay. They seem to keep an eye on you for a bit. Maybe it's your mind playing tricks on you, but they seem to be looking at each other and their mouths are moving. And then, after about 10 minutes of observing you and your group, they disappear. Other than that, nothing else eventful happens during the day. As the night is coming on, Dave, would you kindly give us a D20 roll? A 7. There is no inclement weather tonight.
Yeah.
So, night comes, and you guys are picking up and making, I guess, your way across the deserts. You will be traveling. Let's go back to that map for just a scooch here. Unless you got lost, then you should be traveling about partway into this hex. You're maybe about a day or 2 off from where the thing is, where the oasis is. As you were traveling along, I would like, let's see here. Gary, would you give us a D5 roll, please? Okay. Rakas. Okay. I wisely decided to, because it's so nice, I let the window open and let Anna be outside. She's been barking for about 10 minutes straight now, so just give me 2 minutes. I'm going to get her inside, and then I'll be right back.
Hey, noisy. Anna.
Just going to take a moment to grab some water too.
Jamie, it seems like you have a collection to rival Kevin's sitting there behind you.
No. No.
Oh, I didn't mean that like you're
Yeah.
trying to. I just meant that your collection looks like a wood rival.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Pile it all right by the computer screen. So you don't reach it.
All right, sorry about that, guys. My neighbor's kid thinks it's hilarious to bang on the fence while she's, while Anna's outside, so that's why she was barking so much.
That's gonna end badly for that kid one day.
Certainly doesn't help the fence.
Yeah.
When the fence fails its save, then it's all.
Oh yeah, that's just it. You like. So what happens is, Rakas, you were trudging along here. Once you get 1 day of hydration too, you're going to gain those constitution points back. As you're walking along, trudging up and down these dunes, the twin moons of Ral and Guthay above you guys. Tell me what, first off, the marching order is going to be, and what, if any, precautions you guys are taking.
I assume I might have to be in the front if I'm tracking or guiding.
Sure. Okay. So Patekwe is up front.
I'll take the rear. You know, I'm intimidating.
Okay.
I mean, no. Azul is intimidating, Dave. Maybe not me.
I'm intimidating, so I'm going to go to the back. I'm like, what?
Well, also, no one gets the stupid idea to follow us.
I mean, more practically speaking, also, you really obstruct the view. So
That's also probably more.
it's like following
more
behind
important.
a dump truck. What about Rakas, Zol, and Sakia? Do you guys have any feelings of where you want to be in the middle?
Sakia's good in the middle or towards the back.
Okay.
I'll go second.
Second, okay. So Zol, I suppose you're third.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I can go right in the middle. Everybody
right.
can see over me.
Yeah. All right. So then, as you guys are making, hold on, was Sakia in the middle or was Sakia second from the back?
Second of the back.
Second on the back. Okay, got it. All right. So you guys are making your way along, and you're a little staggered out. Rakas. Let's see. Let me make a mysterious roll first here. Let me make a concerned face here. And then I'm going to make one more mysterious roll. Rakas, you take 3 points of damage as it feels like you stepped onto a javelin. And you stop and grab your foot.
3 additional points damage?
3
Did we
additional,
heal it?
3
Did we heal
points.
it?
What's
Do
that?
we heal anything in the morning?
So
overnight?
you haven't actually taken damage because your constitution is reduced. Your max hit points are down right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's not that you took damage. It's just that you're.
So I'm 29 to 29 right now.
Exactly. You lost 1 point of Constitution modifier, and you're third level, so that's why you were at 29. You can track it the way you do, because as soon as you heal, you'll be fine. Okay. So 3 more points. You're down to 26. And the thing is, you try and pull your foot up, and you cannot.
Something's got my foot.
What do you mean something's caught your foot?
Just
Sakia take a look to see if it's a trap attached to his foot.
Okay. So Sakia and Zol, would you each give us just a flat D20 roll, please? Okay.
Ooh. Oh, roll 20 and me. We get along very well.
Zol, you take 1 point of damage, and one of your feet is likewise on a blistering pain, and you're trying to pull yourself up, and it hurts. Like, imagine having a barbed spear in your foot that you're trying to yank your foot off of. Which
was the hit points? The red one?
Red one, yeah. Sakia, why don't you give us a wisdom check, please, against a difficulty of 3. You can add your level because it sounds like you're carefully looking as well. Nice. So as you kind of look down, you realize very subtly, just about maybe 3 inches from the sand around you, there are a ton of little, almost translucent, little needle-like barbs that are forming almost like a hedge around you. You can give us this will be, because you don't have any training or whatnot in it, you can give us an intelligence check against 3. You can't add your level to this, so it might be kind of difficult, but let's see how the dice goes. How'd you do?
10.
Was that a success or fail?
I think that's a fail.
Fail, okay. So...
Oh, wait, was it 2 or 3?
Difficulty was 3.
Yeah, I'm just failed. Yep.
If you want to spend a point of luck, you could get a success out of that.
I will spend.
Okay.
I have 2 left. Yeah.
Fuck. You guys are standing atop something that's known as a sand cactus. Sakia, you know that below this, there are 15-foot long roots that drift down. There's like dozens of these things that are up here poking up and through. But at the very base of this is an enormous maw that will slowly pull each of them down into it. You will need to be walking very, very carefully where you are, because the patches where a sand cactus covers is usually about a 15-foot radius. So it'll be about 30 foot across. You must be from where you're standing, from where Rakas is, from where Zol is. You must be standing in the field and just have, fortunately, not stepped in it yet. So what do you say, Sakia?
I'll call out to the party. We are standing in a cactus, friends. Stop where you are, and we must free these 2.
Is there any way to free myself?
Yeah, how do we get out of this?
Do you know a way?
Would Rakas and Zol each give us a dexterity check? You can add your level to this against a difficulty of 5.
Okay, Dex. That is 16. And you said we could or couldn't add our level test?
You can. Yeah, you add your level to your roll.
1d20.
And you still have access to your hero points too, guys. And I think we're in our final hour, too, so feel free to spend them like crazy. Bless you.
So what am I adding? A plus.
Azul's allergic to sand cactuses.
I have a +3 from my dex.
You have no. Your dex is already included. Just your level.
Just my level. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, just gonna add.
16. And it was a difficulty of 5?
Difficulty of 5, yeah.
Wow, right on. 16.
Nice! So what you feel, Rakas, is this thing twists just a scooch, and you kind of have to catch yourself. Zol, I need a same check from you. Dex check.
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, against a
Yeah,
difficulty
Dex.
of 6. You can add your level to this as well.
That's my
Difficulty of 6?
Yeah.
Oh, then I failed by 1. But I will use a luck point.
Or not. So did I say Azul? I meant Zol, not Azul.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I heard Azul.
I figured it was me.
Did you actually fail, Dave?
By 1 then. So I use a luck point.
Use a luck. Okay. So what it
So
means?
it's just
Go ahead, Jeff.
what's the +3 for your level?
Your level, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Nat 20. Okay, so actually, I think you twist. What happens is this thing twists, and what I was checking to see if you guys would fall from the pain. But you managed to stagger a bit, Rakas, like you're adjusting your footing to try and make it less painful. And Zol, with a nat 20, you've actually freed yourself from it.
Oh, nice.
And there's just a little bloody needle sticking up from the ground right near you. It still means, with this, what Sakia said, now that you're aware of it, you can actually, any of you standing in it or near it, I guess the ones in it are the ones that matter. You can make a wisdom check. You can add your level, Zol, against a difficulty 1 to see if you can spy where they are and avoid standing on them.
Wisdom. Ooh, this is.
Well, Rukas, it's pointless for you because you're stuck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, wisdom +1.
Yeah, Sakia, you can likewise make that check. Wisdom check against 1 if you want to try and step your way out of the field.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, but I'm not that far away. I'm gonna spend the luck to do it
Okay.
because that's my good stat. So my CD's only 9 total.
Oh, nice. Okay. So, yeah, you're going to spend your luck to do that. And Sakia, you succeeded?
I want to get out of this shit.
Okay, so both of you step out of it, leaving only Rakas in the middle. So, guys, what do you do? Patekwe and Azul, you're standing on the outside of this. At least you think you are, from what the guys have said. Sakia, that's a roll that's good enough. You could actually, if you want to take your sword and sort of like trace the outline of it to avoid anyone else stepping in, you could certainly do something like that.
Great, yeah. Tracing just sort of the perimeter and some of the spots so that people can get through clearly.
Mm-hmm. Then, what are you guys going to do?
So Rakas is still stuck?
Rakas is still stuck with something in his foot. If you move, well, you guys tell me what you want to do. You're standing on top of the, sand. Here's something that's curious, Rakas. You know that sand, it tends to suck up liquid and whatnot too, but they're usually, you've seen blood on sand more than once before. Even with the shifting of this and the twisting, there's no blood that's being shown here. And where Zol had stepped away, likewise, there's blood on the barb, but even that seems to very quickly disappear. There's nothing spared down there.
Do we know if plants in Dark Sun have psionic abilities?
Sometimes, yep.
This thing seems to be attacking me. What if I try to attack it back with a mind thrust or something?
You could try, yeah. So the range, this thing's usually 15 feet down, but I think even Mind Thrust has a...
Mind thrust? Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay. Mind Thrust has a range of... Yeah, 30 yards is the short range. So spend the... Let's see here. So a minimum of 2 PSP into this.
Okay.
So just spend 2 PSP because I can tell you there is no mind down there.
Okay.
So you sort of reach out. There isn't any conscious thing that's going on down there.
Okay.
And then, let me see here.
Mind thrust does nothing. Worth a try, though.
course. What should we do, friends? This seems like trouble.
Do I have to cut off the foot? I'm not staying here and dying because it's got me by the foot.
Okay, so actually, Rakas, you lose another 3 hit points.
Oh,
It's draining my life.
You can feel yourself getting weaker.
can I not like? So if I put the barrel down first, but like, could I not try to like? My hands are bigger or whatever. Could I like dig down and try to unearth his foot or like pull it out more with the thing attached to it? Without like, I don't want to rip his foot off, obviously, but
The difficulty is that Sakia has marked out a 30-foot radius.
it's and I'm gonna be like, do I?
And all that you can try and make your way in and avoid stepping on one of those barbs.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. No, I'm not the most dexterous person.
Can I try and stab down into it with my sword?
There's something underneath there, and what Sakia could tell you, she rolled well enough to. There's basically pictured like what's going up is a tendril with this nasty barb on the end. They reach up all these tendrils and they poke up just beneath the surface, wait for something to come by, latch onto them, and drain them dry.
Yeah.
If you had fallen, Rakas, you may have had like fallen onto more of these things, which would have sped up the process.
Terrible way to go.
Can I bug jump in?
You can bug jump in. You'll still have to make a check to try and avoid landing on these things, but I think you're much more dexterous than what most of these other guys are.
Okay, well, I'm going to try that.
Sure. Why don't you give us a dex check against, I think it'll just be a 3.
So my CB is a 7.
Yep. And you can add your level to this as well.
Ooh.
This would be a 1d20 plus 3 against a 10. Not easy. Oh, that's Sakia. Okay, but Patekwe, great roll. So yeah, you spring up. The Thrycreen lands in spite of having more limbs than any of you guys. Successfully lands without skewering any of them on anything. You're now right next to where Rakas is.
Is it possible to take my claw and swipe at the shard to break it?
You'd have to go. So the difficulty with it is that it's underneath the sand, right?
Okay. So I guess I'll dig.
What you can do? Hold on. Let's see here. You can try and break it. All right, honey. She hates my neighbor's kid.
I'm getting like Tatooine like vibes today. Like, I don't know, the slave barge, and now we're this stupid thing under the ground's trying to eat me.
Tatooine is based, I think, in part on the John Carter of Mars novels, and Athos is very heavily influenced by the John Carter stuff, complete with, instead of Tharks, you have Thrycreen. Okay. Yes, you can absolutely try and cut that. So once you give us an attack roll here, it's pretty tough to do. You could use even your claws to get in.
Okay.
So just give it an attack roll with the claws. That is not quite good enough. You could try again. Because you got 4 claws, so you can keep trying. God damn it, these things are tough. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Do you have 1 hero point left?
Yeah, not anymore.
Not anymore. Let's see. Come on. Still not
But
quite.
I do have luck points, and I had a lot.
Yep. You would need 5 more for that roll.
Okay, I'm going to use them.
Okay. So you get in. Go ahead and give us a damage roll with your claws. Actually, you know what? No, sorry. It's only 1 is needed. So you cut this thing free. But what you can see is that there's a little bit of blood that comes from Rakas as he staggers back away from this. Rakas, you take another 2 points of damage from blood loss. What do you wish to do next, guys? You're free now, Rakas. You can try and navigate your way out of here.
Do I need to do like a wisdom check thing to try and
If you want to have it against a difficulty of 1, yeah, then you can just give us a wisdom check against difficulty 3.
almost whispered it. All right, wisdom.
And it wishes you luck.
And this is including level?
For this one, yes. So that means it's going to be they've told you this is where this stuff is, but like you just simply can't see it from the angle you're looking at. Maybe it's the night, maybe it's the way the light of the moons are hitting the sands. You could spend a hero point, or you could spend to re-roll.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. Fortune's Pool.
Just before, I'm wondering. Well, I don't know if I need to see the thing to do this or not, but and we already kind of established that there's no mind there, but it could react instinctively. I have a thing called Sound Burst, a spell. I'm wondering if I could like cast this because it says. So I guess it depends on if this is a creature or not.
Yeah, unless it specifically says otherwise too, you need line of sight.
Okay, but then that's.
Well, hold on, you were talking about attacking Rakas, right?
No.
What's my water skin?
Yeah. Guys, that is double our supplies. So Rakas,
that's fine.
Oh, is that the 22? Is that your dexterity check?
Yeah, that's the new wisdom check.
Oh, new wisdom check. So you can see where they are. Give us a dex check against a DC 1, or a difficulty of 1. Just step away from here. And Patekwe, you don't need to make a roll. Do you have some luck left?
I have 1 hero point left. And how far am I off for luck?
For luck, you are... so it would have been a difficulty of... Because you saw a difficulty of 1. So CB plus 1 for dexterity.
Okay, so then my dex CB is 11, so it'd be 12, so I need to use 4 points?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll use 4 points.
All right, so you carefully navigate your way out. Patekwe, how are you getting yourself out?
If I can bug jump out, I will, if I have that distance.
Easily, yeah. You don't need to make a roll for anything. So, you guys have freed yourself from the sand cactus, but as you step out to Rakas, you lose another 3 points. Because with each step that you take, you can feel like there's something still stuck in there.
There's something still in my foot. Damn it. I'll like take the boot off and.
Yeah. And you guys can see there's something where it was cut off by Patekwe. It seems to have like moved its way up in and is still like bleeding him.
So. Hold on. I'll go up to him, and let me see your wounds. Let me see your foot. I can help you here. And I will do 2 castings. I have.
Outstanding RP there, Dave.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at my player screen. I didn't. Oh, okay. That's fine. You can keep that over there,
Dave. You're
That's
also
okay.
Servicing our very underserved foot fetishist audience. So, thanks for that.
Well, we had some whips earlier. We got to get all the fetishists.
I'm actually maybe hold on. Let me check aid because first aid is actually not super awesome. It's only 1d2 points of damage it'll heal. Crap. Okay, it doesn't act like a cure light or anything like that. That's wow.
We need to get this thing out of my foot. The barb is still in there.
Yeah.
Well, someone else with smaller hands should probably try to get that out. I will heal you after that.
He's got a.
I could try, I guess.
Got a blood-sucking sliver.
Okay. Zol, you could definitely try and grab that. Why don't you give us so this would be a strength check against a difficulty of 5. It is really lodged in there.
Well, then I'm not the best person to pull this out. I mean, I can try. I'll try, but then I'll say
Zol, have you spent any hero points?
No, I haven't. Oh, why don't? Yeah, you're right. I'll just do that.
Okay.
You said it was supposed to be for combat, but we're just gonna let them
I'm
be
fine
used.
with for ability checks instead. So if you what do we see as you grab this? You can picture it's like a barbed arrowhead that has somehow wedged its way in, but is hollow and, basically like causing his blood to flow incredibly freely.
I think he just gets in there and he pinches it. It's very delicate too. So and then he puts he gets like sort of in there and he puts his foot right on Ruckus's foot and and pulls it with like his full body weight. Yeah.
All right. Would you kindly give us a?
He looks at him. He says, "This is gonna hurt."
Okay. Would you kindly give us a 4d6 roll, please?
Me or Dave?
You, Zol.
Uh-oh.
I need a hero point not to die.
So that's an 11 that you rolled. So he puts his hands in there. He yanks this thing out. Rakas, you're hard to think of a pain that is worse than this. You scream and you grab your leg. Well, I hope you didn't take that damage because that's not how much damage it does. It does 1d6.
Oh.
So give us a 1d6 roll there, Jeff. Because that's the actual damage.
It's cruel.
Like, wow.
Wow.
That's what you get, though. That's what happens.
All right. So, Rakas, exceptional pain in your foot. And let's see here. We actually, in C&C...
If only we had a cleric in this group.
I'm working on it. I mean, you may not like that once you find out what I can do.
I have to worship your evil god.
No. I mean, you're gonna live under the sun whether you worship it or not. So I have 2 castings of first aid.
Now, did you take a look, Andrew, under advantages and skills?
In the on my sheet or the handout?
Yep.
Advantages and skills. Yeah, signature spells. I can. Oh yeah. Okay, that might be better because that's first aid. It's like 1d2 hit points. That's really not too much work. Let's see what Cure Light Wounds will do.
Okay.
So I'll replace. I've got. What will I replace it with? I'll get rid of one of my castings of First Light. I'll switch it. First Aid, rather. I'll swap it out for Cure Light.
Okay. Now, Rakas, what I'd like you to do is give us we're going to see if you suffer a wound from this. What this will do is it'll affect your foot. And you will be losing 10 feet of movement until this wound gets healed. But you can make a Constitution save against it first. So that'll be against a difficulty of 5. Yeah.
So a CV of 18. Wow.
And you add your level to this too. Yeah, okay, so... Oh! You want to spend a hero point? Or are you hobbling along?
Sure, I'll spend a hero point.
Okay, go ahead and re-roll. Thank you, roll 20. All right, so you, even with the thing out... Sorry, Andrew, I'll let you do your healing in a second here, but even with it out, you're going to be hobbling around on this and you're reducing your speed by 10 until this is addressed.
Okay.
Okay. Oof. Azul, what are you thinking?
So I'll swap the one cure first aid out for a Cure Light instead.
Well, first aid is a 0 level spell, so you cannot do that.
Oh shoot! So I'm sorry.
Equal level, yeah. Bless, fear,
level,
or sound burst. You can swap out for Cure Light.
I will. Let's get rid of sound burst for this time.
Okay.
I'll get it. Take a Cure Light instead.
Okay.
And then that allows me to heal 1d8 points of damage. So let's see here for Ruckus.
Okay. There's a flash as if daylight was present. 3 hit points back.
Only 3. I am sorry. It's not that great. I could give you a first aid too. It's a 1d2. So 5 total.
Okay.
It's kind of weak sauce, but we are first level. Or
Now,
third level. Third.
One
Thanks.
cool thing
Thanks.
with where is it here? Castles Crusades. If you guys have, you don't have any bandages, do you? Yeah, you have no bandage. I was gonna say you can actually use bandages to try and treat wounds. There's a non-magical healing component in this. It's not huge, but it's a little bit to help. But this is Dark Sun, so of course you have nothing you can make use of.
What about the oversized leather armor? Take a stripe out of that.
To make, yeah, I mean, let's see here. Where is? Just check for bandages. You can try and help him out a little bit here. And actually, Zol is also injured. A little bit.
Also true.
All right.
I couldn't have used my what's it called? Could I have applied luck to? It's only to rolls, but not. I couldn't have used it for the D8 for my healing, right?
Yep.
Yeah. No. Okay. Okay.
D20s only.
Yeah.
But it is a good effort to try and help your ally. Okay. Oh, you know what? It's in. It's on my.
Thanks for the healing.
You are welcome. I apologize. I cannot do more right now. But welcome to the wilds.
All
Every
right.
step is a danger.
Yeah, he's still like, even with my reduced hit points, he's 17 out of 29 right now.
That's still pretty good.
Yep. Better than a few folks.
Yeah, you're no slouch. Actions in combat here. Injury and death.
And
So a bandage, you can make a wisdom check to restore 1d2, and it does +1 on a successful check. So does anyone want to try and treat either Zol or Ruckus's wounds? Who's got, well, wisdom as a primary? That's probably
I
the
have
best
wisdom
chance
as
of
a
it.
primary, and I mean, I don't think
yeah,
I have
do
like.
two actually.
Oh, okay. I don't have like a medicine. There's no like medicine skill or something, or proficiency. So it doesn't really matter which of us do it. Like I'm a cleric, but that doesn't really make my role better, I guess is my point. If you want to do it.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, sure, I can roll.
Okay.
I'm already there, pulling the thing out.
CL is a 1, so it'll be your CB +1.
So roll 1d20.
Nat 20. Was that to treat you or to treat Rakas?
No, I was helping Rakas because I was already in the position.
Excellent. So we'll use maximum. So that is 3 points of 3 hit points you get back there, Rakas.
Wow, thanks. You guys are pretty good at this stuff.
And actually, with a nat 20, I'll let you actually treat that wound too. So
Oh, nice.
it was a bad chance, but with some bandaging, with some of that leather that Patekwe suggested, you bundle it up so you're not going to be suffering that penalty. Do you want to try and treat yourself, or are you just going to coast with 1 hit point of damage?
I mean, I don't see a reason not to roll to see if I can bandage my own foot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. You're out to full as well. All right.
Azul will probably like very gently tap Zol on the shoulder, and just kind of with a little grin, smirk in his mouth, go, "This was pretty good teamwork."
All right. The rest of the day's travels are uneventful. You can see as the dark sun is rising behind you guys. As you're coming up, you find a place to try and bed down for the day. And let's see here. Check for the random encounters. I pre-rolled all the random encounters, by the by. what you find is, I guess first off, we're going to see what the weather's going to be like today. So, Rakas, would you give us a D20 roll?
Ooh.
Please. Come on, Desert Storm. Yeah, bad weather. Sandstorm today. Visibility reduced by half. Travel is more difficult. And it'll affect the chance of getting lost. So, currently you got a plus
down right
20.
now.
Yeah, unfortunately you're hunkered down. All right. So,
How long does that last for?
that'll be lasting for the day, basically.
So it'll affect our nighttime travel as well.
Will affect your nighttime travel as well, yeah. So then, as you guys are hunkered down, you will get a chance to take chances to sleep here as well. Anybody have any spells they want to make use of before you guys sleep?
I have aid, but I looked it up, and it's additional 1d8 hit points, but it's temporary hit points. So, like, Rukas would lose them by morning anyway, so that's not gonna...
Well, you know that you can replace any prepped first level spell with Cure Light, right? It's not once a day?
Oh, any at all? Okay. Okay, so then why don't I replace Bless and Fear, and then I could cast it 2 more times.
That's an awesome idea.
I did not realize it was all of them. I thought it was like once a day kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah, it's like third edition or Pathfinder first edition casters.
Well then, Rukas, take 13 more hit points back.
Ooh.
You're back up to
And
full,
you can actually get yourself back up to 32, Rakas, because by the morning you'll have been fully hydrated. Now,
I'm back.
overnight.
Nice.
Oh, nice. It's like you.
And exhibit.
My
Awesome.
boot. My boot is good too.
All right. So then, with
Thanks, Sikia.
I think no one's injured right now, so you don't need to worry about healing overnight. You guys will have to drink your... Sakia, Zol, and Rakas would have had to consume... And each consumed 1 gallon, so your water things are empty. Zol, you've consumed 4. So your empty extra bottles are there. You just have your big
Just
gallon.
got the keg.
Yeah. So if everyone wants to fill up from that, you would have 27 gallons left, Azul.
All right, because Patekwe he won't need it for a week yet. Or they
Technically, it's
won't need
good
it
for
a week yet.
a while, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And
Yep. So we're down from 30 to... well, no, not 27. I would need to fill 4 just by myself, so that's down by 7, right?
That's not count. Oh, if you are filling up your own little things, yeah, then that would be that.
Yeah, so we're down to 23 gallons in the barrel.
Yeah, but you're carrying 27, which means your EV is now.
My EV doesn't change. My EV doesn't.
No, your EV does change because you're carrying less weight.
Right. The 3 gallons, I guess. Yeah.
81.
Yeah, so you're 81 precisely. Yeah. Okay. So, and your, so you need to get on a 48 before you get that. So with the weather being as bad as it is, Patekwe, you know that it's going to be very challenging to navigate here. Do you guys want to try and wait out the weather? Do you want to push on?
I think we should wait.
My character probably wants to stay and sleep, but you know what? It's always fun to travel in terrible weather in Cavs games. Getting lost, getting attacked.
Azul will say, I also understand our adventure is for the benefit of others, and there is a short time remaining.
Excellent. Then we will... do you want to travel today then, or are you going to the next?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me find.
Travel at night.
That's my vote. People can
Travel at night in a sandstorm. That's the way you do it.
Exactly. What could possibly go wrong?
I will cast Endure Elements on myself. I can't cast it on
I
anyone
have,
else.
so-
I have that as well.
Yeah, Endure Elements, what it does is it just, normally it'll give you 24 hours of protection, but in Dark Sun, it's 1 hour per level. Excuse me.
Oh, well, okay, so I can be comfortable for 3 hours.
And what that does is just for the time that it's active, it reduces your water intake. It's as if you were traveling at night.
Oh, okay. And if it's already night, then that's not
Yeah.
going to really affect much more. Okay,
Yeah,
never
yeah.
mind. I thought it was like the AD&D version.
No, it's a little different, and also it's modified for Dark Sun. Like create water in Dark Sun gives you way less than what it does in any other game.
Also wondering, it might be helpful. Well, actually, this might draw attention to us, so it may not be good. Where is it?
All right, so then, guys, you are setting out in the evening in a sandstorm across the trackless wastes of Athos. Let me quickly set one thing up here.
There goes my casting of light. Won't do that.
Yeah.
Not gonna help at all.
Okay, let me do this quickly here. I'm going to make sure everyone's set up with the appropriate stuff here. All right. I'm going to use the dynamic lighting to simulate the visibility. Because what is the point of playing Roll20 for the first time for Gary without getting to experience the joy that is dynamic lighting? You played Diablo before, right, Gary?
No, actually.
Oh,
I know
okay.
it's gonna. Yeah, I'm not a big video gamer.
Ah, well then, allow me to give you the poor man's version of the Diablo experience here. So dynamic lighting is on. Explain mode is on. Darkness, opacity. Let's ratchet that sucker up. Boom. Oh, yes. All right. So, let me bring you guys over to our battle man. So, and I'll shift ping. This is where you guys are. It's also maybe the most boring battle mat to introduce you to.
You said this was going to be impressive.
This would be such an incredibly dynamic tactical encounter of flat, blowing sand. So what I'd like you guys to each do is, can you each give us a wisdom check? Oh, hold on. Let's set up in marching order. Patekwe was up front, right?
Sakia is second to last on
Yeah.
for Azul.
Oh, Jalea, let me get rid of... Suddenly, John's character dies. Falls down in the sand. Azul was at the rear.
Phase shifts in and out on a
Zola's in the
regular
middle.
basis. just like
Sakia's at the
dormant.
back here. Does that look right for you guys?
I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me see. So Azul can't see who's at the front. That's awesome. And Patekwe can't see who's at the back. Love it. All right, so then, what I would like you guys to do is to each give us a wisdom check, please. And let's set the difficulty at... let's set the difficulty at, a 6. You can add your level to this as well.
I can see the whole group, Kevin. Is that supposed to what do you want
Oh,
to see?
yeah, hold up. You know what? Let me do 1 sec here. I have not assigned. Let's,
Did you say the difficulty was 2, Kevin?
difficulty is 6.
Oh, 6, right.
And what are we checking? Sorry.
Yeah, Anna did not appreciate that gaslighting.
Anna thinks I'm gaslighting.
There's one.
Holy smokes.
Back away.
Someone get a nat 20?
Yeah, I did.
Beautiful.
What are we rolling?
Wisdom against a
Wisdom?
difficulty of...
6?
All right, sweetie.
19.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm just
wow.
setting up here. Gary. Okay. So I'm setting up so you guys can only see what your characters can see. Because immersion.
I have to spend a luck point
Did you? Okay.
if I want to be successful on this.
Okay.
Not sure what it's for, but
Sakia. Let's see here.
I'll take it.
Here we go. Jamie and Zol. Now, is that working properly, guys? Can you only see what your character can see?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, so let's see what the results. Oh, let me finish grabbing what I need to grab here. Okay, let me get a health bar on there for you. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy. It's always a good sign when it's a struggle for me to do the math in my head.
Yep.
There we go.
I'm not sure if we're going to go over at all today, but I do have to go at 6.
Okay, yeah, so we'll...
I don't know if you guys want to keep going, but...
No, well, I think we'll be done. You can leave for the outro, though, Jeff. But last thing I will mention before we get into things here is that I believe it was yesterday that Fred Ward passed away. Fred Ward stars in one of my absolute all-time favorite films, Tremors. I've seen Tremors more times than I've seen any other film. No joke. I watched it as like crazy when I was a kid.
And we're in a desert.
And you're in a desert. I mentioned that because Pawtucket, what you see moving at your feet is a small ridge of something moving along here. To quote the great Kevin Bacon, they're under the goddamn ground. Guys, would you each click on your token, please? Click on initiative.
What? Kev, I gotta run.
All right, I rolled terribly for them though.
I was about to say, Kevin, I can't click on my token, but I was on the scale, not the pointer, because I'm a winner. Oh my God, my initiative's just been.
I said, remember to add 2 to yours. Jamie, can you adjust yours in the initiative?
Yeah.
Can you? Okay.
Oh, I'm finally fast.
Nice. Okay, so that's everybody. Zol, so what does Pawtucket say before all of this sort of kicks off?
Look out, and I point.
Okay. Then what you guys can see under the ground, I'm just going to put it right here. Something is moving along. How did Azul and Sakia do on their wisdom checks?
Oh.
Sakia did 15. Azul did not do great.
I did not.
Okay.
It's
So Zul, what are you doing? Oh, and Azul, you get a full night's rest. All your PSP are back.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to run over and climb up onto Azul.
Go ahead. Give us a
Azul
dexterity
does not
check.
Stop here. Oh my God.
And I think these things are coming up, and they are not snakes. They're some bizarre hybrid of like reptile and insect with multi-segmented eyes that go back, multiple sets of them.
Beautiful.
Nice. Okay, so you're up onto them. Sakia, you're next.
He looks at him. Is this okay?
A little late, but
Well,
Sakia, what are you doing?
Sakia can see the one here, so she is going to cast a magic missile in its direction.
Awesome. Okay, so go ahead and roll damage. That should be, I think, 1d4 plus 1 at your level.
if they ever change magic missile from 1d4 plus 1 to something else, then they should just be banned from gaming.
True.
Yeah.
3 damage.
What do your magic missiles look like?
They would be sort of an orange sphere that would emanate from her palm and
Nice.
bullet towards them.
Okay, awesome. There's a little circle of ash that appears around as you drop the life from what little remains in there in the desert and hits them. We're in the last, hold on, I'm going to reduce the hit points because we're in our last 15 minutes here, so really. Don't need to have it be a long fight. All right, so that is a solid hit on it. Then it is Patekwe. What are you doing, Patekwe?
I will move to engage
Okay.
and attack with my claws.
Go right ahead. Yeah. Okay, so that is actually you connect with it, but you reach along the side of its kite and it doesn't get through.
Okay, can I use some?
1 point of luck is all you need.
Okay, I will do that, please.
Go right ahead.
Okay.
So that's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Nice hit. Okay. 3 more claws and a bite. It's a miss.
Miss.
Ooh, miss. And your bite, not good enough either. This thing's freaking tough hide. Oof. Rakas, what are you doing?
See Patekwe go in there, and I'm gonna. I don't know if it has reach, but I hope it doesn't.
Attacks of opportunity aren't unless you're withdrawing from combat. Attacks of opportunity aren't a thing in CNC.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, I'm gonna
Back
circle
strike.
around trying to attack it from the back,
You got it.
and I'm gonna go two-handed with my bastard sword.
Go right ahead.
Oh, terrible!
That's off. Do you have 3 luck left?
I do.
Yep.
That's exactly all I have left.
Nice.
I'm
Look
all
at
out of
nothing
luck.
on the table.
All out of luck.
So go ahead and roll
So-
damage. 9 points of damage. Nicely done. Okay. So you sink that thing into the side of it. It splits its kite, and you can see there's a burst of like reddish, greenish pus that comes out of this thing. Azul, what are you doing?
I am going to cast my arms up and call upon the sun because so I should have said this when we slept. I would have reverted back to my original spell list.
Yep.
That was on my players list.
Yep.
And I call upon the sun to help my allies, and I turned to everybody and said, "Let me help you make it easier to hit these creatures." And I will cast
You
Bless.
call out in a mighty voice. Here comes the sun. Doo-da doo-doo.
Yeah. So I'll cast Bless.
Yep.
So it's range 50 feet. So all allies, so you all have +1 to hit, and a +1 bonus against saving throws against fear. Unfortunately, it's not like the AD&D equivalent, so it does not cause. I have to cast Bane separately, which I won't be able to do. So you don't get minuses, Kevin, but
Okay.
we all get +1 to hit.
All right, so all of you guys get +1 to hit. Now it is these things.
And this will last 3 minutes, by the way.
We'll call it the warding serpents. So these things get in here. Let's see here. Azul, what is your AC? Let me tell you what I hit first, actually. I hit a 22.
Well, it doesn't really matter what my AC is.
All right, so this thing coils around you and begins crushing you. You take 7 points of damage.
This is it's big.
And it
Look at
tries
this.
to get its
Yeah,
mandibles on
okay.
you as well, but is not able to connect. Patekwe, you were the first one in, so it'll try and attack you, but your AC's like 18, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. And 14 is not good enough for the constrict. Then it is going to try and bite you. 13 is not good enough either. So that is the end of round 1, guys. So let's quickly roll. Clear the remove all turns. We go. Everyone, click on your token, and then roll. Let's roll for the warding serpents.
Oh,
Whoa, there's
Speedy Zol in this. He's scared of this thing. He's on edge.
Nice. All right. Then we're starting with Zol. What are you doing, Zol?
Do they have any kind of a mind that I can attack, or what? How does this work?
These things probably
PSP
do.
Attacks?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Then I will send out my manifest my whip.
Okay.
My ego whip.
So go ahead and make a 1d20 plus 5 for your mental attack.
Oh.
You're 2 off from
Yeah, I'm
hitting.
gonna spend my luck to increase
Okay.
that.
Then ego whip against an open mind.
Oh. I believe it dazes them then.
So what? No. What this is an attack. Do you have a telepathic power you want to use? Remember, you can use a mental. You can use a attack, a psionic attack, as well as a power in the same round. You've opened it up. Normally, what you'd want to do is open it up and then use something like invisibility or dominate or something like that.
Yeah, I don't really have anything like that. All my stuff is sort of like defensive or movement based.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I have.
I don't know who made your character, but
my main attacks, my main psychic attacks, just attack their like PSP or whatever.
Yeah, that's to try and whittle them down so they can't use their abilities. I mean, you got ballistic attack you can use.
Only kidding, Kev. We're really quite grateful that you've made characters for
No,
us.
I did not take any offense to it. That's a regular.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess I could use a ballistic attack.
Sure.
I don't know if there's anything around. Probably there's some.
There's
rocks
definitely
or
shit around.
something,
Yeah. Give us it's a Mac 14 you're rolling against.
And is that still with the +5?
Same
then,
thing.
or?
1d20 plus 5.
Okay.
Let's see.
Right, come on.
Come on,
Dirty.
big hit. Yep. Success. Roll 1d6 damage.
Nice.
Or hold on. No, actually, no. You got to roll the hit with this thing still. I think I've got ballistic attack on your sheet. Maybe.
Yeah, cost 5, range 30, +3 to hit.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Man, I love roll a lot of work.
Remember, you also have blessing effect.
Yeah.
Just
Plus 1 to
+1?
hit in this one. Nice.
Oh yeah.
1d6 damage.
Eat that. Yeah. Nasty worm.
All right. Then it is Rakas's turn. What are you doing, Rakas?
I'm going to power attack this creature and hope that I hit it.
Okay.
So power attack up to +2 by base to hit to the same amount of damage, and I have a +3, I believe. No, my base to hit is +2. So do I just click down 2?
No. Just to make your attack roll, I'll just reduce whatever you attacked by 2.
Okay.
Then yeah, that's a hit. 16 is a hit. Go ahead and roll
Okay,
damage,
and
and we'll treat this
just
as
add.
2 higher.
We'll just add 2.
Yep. Yowza! All right. So what does it look like as you take out this first underground goddamn worm?
I think what it's not. I might have struck it, but it was so focused on Techway that I got like an opening and it just took its head right off.
I'll
Okay.
take credit for it.
Yeah. Sakia, what are you doing?
Zakia will step towards the worm and spend her final hero point to take a mighty blow.
Ooh, nice. It's a nat 20 then, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So let's. Oh, Jamie gets the only critical hit in the game. Would you kindly give us a 1d20 roll?
Sure. 3.
Let's see what this is. 3. All right. So. Go ahead and roll damage as well. Where's the dang? Here it is. Critical hits. Oh my god! Fucking obsidian weapon.
1 minus 1, yeah.
But it is a +1. Wait, hold on. That can't.
All right.
I think I fucked up when I put your thing because you've got. What's your strength? It's a strength is a bonus of +1 or +2, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm +2.
+2. So that actually is 2 points of damage. That should have been.
Okay.
Does the bless give you damage bonus?
-2 to hit, -1. Oh yeah, you know what it is? Because here we go. No, just a bonus to hit. So that should be actually plus. Why don't you roll that again? It wasn't entered properly.
Okay.
There we go. So 6 plus. You cut off one of its. It doesn't have ears, but you cut off one of its like antennae. +1 extra damage. So it's 7 in total, and then it also will have some difficulty sensing stuff. Then it is these things' turn. One of them is, well, the last remaining one, it's going to continue to constrict on our resident cleric. Were you planning on casting a spell, Azul?
No, not this round.
Okay, good, because it would be lost otherwise. You take 5 points of damage as this thing is constricting in on you. And then it's going to try and bite you. 19 hits your AC, right?
Just barely.
Just barely. You take another 3 points of damage from its bite as it latches onto you. And would you give us a Constitution save, please?
All right, let me see what.
That'll be against a difficulty of 6. So that'll just be same as a Constitution roll against a 6. If you've got any hero points left, I'd suggest you make use of them because you have 1 minute.
Yeah. And this one I can't use my level because it's not my. It's a secondary.
No, you can always apply your level to saving throws.
Oh, okay.
It's already factored
All right.
in that it's a more challenging roll because it's a secondary.
Sorry, I forget the target number.
Target number is a 6. So
I needed an 18, so I will use a hero point and do that.
Yeah, so you automatically succeed. So you're not poisoned by it. That's good news. Then it is Azul's turn. What are you doing, Azul?
I'm going to. Can I try to undo? I'm going to try to get this thing off me.
Yeah. You can make a contested strength check. So go ahead and give us a strength check against a 6. So your strength
So I need
CB.
a 12 or I need a 12.
Okay. And you add your
Oh
level.
no! I'm going to hero point that.
Okay. Reroll. Go ahead.
Burn them all. Burn them all.
Oh my god!
Goodness.
Yeah, we have 1 minute left. So.
Actually, you only
kidding me?
That's even better than limiting you to rolling only one per round.
High water. Oh.
Oh, shit.
Moderation.
Okay.
Wow.
Patekwe, what are you doing?
Jesus.
Well, I can't see anything, so I'm going to head over there.
Love it. Go ahead. So you can move half your move and still make an attack.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to. So I'm going to...
Because I think each of the squares is 5 feet. You can move diagonally freely, so you can move, I guess, like 4 squares and still attack.
I'm not going to make it.
Okay. I think neither is Azul. Oh!
I'll engage with it next time.
Okay, so
But I
you
can't,
race over and you
attack.
see this thing and run up. All right, so then, guys, this hopefully will be the last round. We'll remove all turns. Clear. Go ahead and click on your token. If anyone's doing anything that relates to initiative, just casting a spell or anything like that, let us know. Otherwise, go ahead.
Kev, can you charge blindly into the night? I can't see where they are. I can just put an arrow and say I'm going to charge in that direction.
Not really, no. What you could do is, if you want, Rakas, if you want to make a perception check first, I think the difficulty is going to be. Let's set it at 5. It'll be a wisdom check at a 5. If you're successful, then you can spot where at least everyone else is.
Okay. So I kind of know where I came from, but I don't know where they're fighting.
Yep.
So.
You don't know where you're going.
But so then I could charge, because the reason I'm asking is this affects
Yes.
initiative.
Yeah, and
Oh, it doesn't affect
there
initiative.
are sometimes we make some checks beforehand, like if people are casting spells or using psionic powers, and you want to identify what they are. This critter is only just going to keep choking. So go ahead and give us a wisdom check.
I'll be late in the thing. It might not be necessary.
Oh, okay. So then descending. Here we go. Sakia, once again, you're up first.
All right, she will try to flank the worm and attack with her Master Sword.
Perfect. So this thing is around. I think I'll let you back attack on it. So actually, I'll reduce its armor class by 2 for your attack. So go ahead and make your attack.
All right.
Come on. Yeah, that's a solid hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Right.
3. Okay. Damn obsidian weapons. All right, so you hammer this thing. Then it is Zol's turn. What are you doing, Zol?
Do I have to re-grapple it to do the ballistic attack or no?
Do you have to re-grapple it?
Do the
Yeah, make your
open its mind again?
you got to manifest it, and then you make your attack roll.
Oh yeah, I just rolled just
thing.
once to beat the MAC. of the spell.
Exactly, yeah. So
Yeah, okay.
You manifest
Done.
it, make your attack roll.
Manifested.
Come on.
Now the attack. Bless is still in effect, right?
Yep. So +4 to hit. That's a solid
yeah.
hit. 1d6 damage. Come on.
You can't spend a hero point to maximize that, can you? No.
There is. I thought there was an option about damage. with hero
I know.
points.
I tried.
Oh,
Accidentally closed it.
A mighty blow is you spend it. You treat it as if you got a nat 20, so you get to roll a crit.
Oh, I guess I would have done that before then.
Okay.
If you can't change the damage, but you make it a 20.
Yeah,
then
exactly.
That does
So
the
just
same thing, yeah.
so go ahead and give us a 1d20 roll. Let's see what crit effect you get on this thing. Chotl, so you can get rid of the other antennae.
Yeah, take this, you dirty.
14, eh?
Quit attacking my friend.
14.
My ride.
Head blow. Force knocks eye out of socket. Explodes globe. Blind in that eye. 1d10 damage.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it took 3
Bonus.
damage from the initial hit, but it hit right in the eye. Go ahead and roll 1d10.
Yes. Come on. Yes.
This stone comes out of nowhere. It knocks all my books over because I was too excited. Bursts this through the side of this thing's head, and it falls limp off of Zool.
Yes.
And
Beautiful.
with that, guys, because mindful that Jeff has stayed past the time that he needs to be gone, this brings us to the end of our charity session. Warm steaks, exactly. So let me bring us back to our main screen here. We'll leave our heroes lost in blowing sand. Let me get rid of some of this crap here. Boom. Oh, and that's on the map layer, I guess. Someone knew what they were doing here. All right, so then first off, whoops, that's why I wanted to be on the map layer. There we go. All right, so for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for this special charity one-shot of Castles and Crusades set in the Dark Sun setting. As is always the case, I guess I would say before we transition to my usual outro, a huge thank you to all the donors who made this session possible, who contributed to make things more difficult, more easy, whatever else for our heroes, to help create characters as well, too. The Patekwe was made... Jamie, was it you that made Patekwe, or was it Gary, or did someone else make Patekwe? No?
Not I.
No, yes. I think it's Lord Zordran maybe then.
Yes, I think you're right.
Okay, so yeah, so a huge thank you for creating the character for Gary to play in this. I guess from now until second week of June, you still have a chance to make donations through the Hero Save Villages link down below. All donations go directly to SOS Children's Villages International and the terrific organization that benefits from all of our fundraising activities. The SOS Children's Villages International is active in over 130 countries, benefiting over 80,000 orphan and abandoned children, including ongoing relief efforts in Ukraine and the surrounding countries at the time of recording. So as a small way of saying thank you to those who donate, we have our charity raffles every so often. This year, or for this next upcoming raffle, our prizes are pretty fucking incredible. We've got 3 prizes from our friends at Beetle and Grimm's Pandemonium Warehouse. The grand prize is a copy of their Platinum Edition Wild Beyond the Witchlight, a really incredible adaptation of the Wild Beyond the Witchlight 5th Edition AD&D adventure of the same name that has it retails for $500 US, and they've the winner of our raffle will be walking away with that lovely prize. Second prize is a copy of the Gold Edition Absalon City of Lost Omens, this incredible city box set that they've produced. First one that Beetle and Grimm's has done for Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and I have an unboxing of it on the channel, so if you do want to see the contents, you can find that there. Third prize will be a copy of Beetle and Grimm's Silver Edition of Fizban's Guide to Dragons. I do not have a copy of that. I didn't open that one, but it looks incredible as well. And if you don't win those things, there's still some other terrific prizes, including a chainmail dice bag made by our resident armor smith here, Dave. Dave has also very generously donated a trilogy of, or the original 3 core books you need for AD&D 2nd Edition. So Player's Handbook, DMG, and a Monstrous Manual. Jeffrey has very generously donated a copy of the full set of the newest Iron Kingdom's 5th Edition books, including the DM screen. There's also a bunch of donations from our community. Our buddy JM DeFogie has donated a copy of his outstanding Jackals Bronze Age RPG. If you like Dark Sun, Jackals, published by Osprey. Their RPG line is definitely worth checking out. It's a very similar Bronze Age kind of vibe to it, but much more of a mythological meets heroic epic kind of thing. It's a really great game. We also have a bunch of stuff from the Dungeon Musings Redbubble shop, and we're going to have some, I'm sure I'm forgetting some other prizes, but lots of great prizes, and every $25 Canadian that you donate through that link gives you one chance to win one or some of those awesome prizes, and all donations go directly to SOS Children's Villages International. None of it goes to the channel or any other middleman. It just goes to help out the kids who benefit from those services. Let's see, what else we need to say? There's also a link down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games. Noble Knight Games is currently having their annual spring sale where there's, I believe, 10% off of almost everything, if not everything. And once that is over, our discount code listed below will be active once again. It is, if you're purchasing $10 or more through their website, if you're not familiar, I guess, with Noble Knight, they are the preeminent retailers for used or secondhand RPGs of anywhere in North America. They also have a terrific wish list or want list feature. So if you have something that they do not have in stock, and their stock is usually pretty amazing, you can put it on a wish list and they'll let you know when they have it in stock. And they do keep stock or updating stock quite regularly as well, including targeting things that are particularly desired by those who have things on the wish list. If you make a $10 purchase through their website, outside of the current sale, you can enter the code Dungeon Muser and save yourself 10% on the purchase. In addition, there is a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server where we have channels dedicated to the charity initiatives we run on the channel, as well as every other game we run on the channel, as well as a ton of other great stuff. There's groups or channels for finding a group, for learning about conventions, for setting up online streaming, for selecting between different tabletop environments. I just saw we had a group get together for the One Ring RPG over the past day. So the second edition One Ring is going to be played by some folks, and actually some players from the channel as well too. So lots of great people over there, lots of great conversation. You are more than welcome to join us over there. The last thing I will say is a huge thank you to our stalwart heroes. So, Andrew, Dave, Jeffrey, thank you so much for joining us as usual. And Jamie and Gary, thank you so much for joining us for the first time, guys. This was great having you at the table. I'm sorry we didn't kill your characters. There's
always next time.
Yes, always next time, precisely.
Yes.
So thanks so much for playing, guys.
Thank you.
And for everyone listening home, thank you so much for joining us as well. For those who are listening at home, once again, thank you so much for joining us. We will be back with another charity session very soon after my vacation. We will be announcing that on the Charity Initiatives channel of the Dungeon Musings Discord server, and that's also where we'll be announcing when we'll be doing the draw. So if you have donated since August 1st, 2021, be sure to check the Charity Initiatives channel of the Dungeon Musings Discord server, and you'll be able to tell when the charity raffle will actually happen. I do it live on the air, as it were. Otherwise, we hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off of the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our Athasian heroes are finding as they make their way across the trackless deserts. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.
See ya.